Welcome to Tanager Basketball, brought to you by First Dakota National Bank. First Dakota has proudly supported the dreams and banking needs of our customers for over 150 years. They offer personal, business, and ag banking solutions for every stage of your journey, plus a friendly team of professional bankers ready to put you first. Well, I'm Michael Schumacher alongside Jen Ashley, and we are in the Birdcage on the campus of Vermilion High School in Vermilion, South Dakota, where we are getting ready for this bracket's region semifinals for Region 4A. The winner of this matchup will go to the Sodak 16, and one step away from getting to state. So it's a huge matchup, and it's going to be a good one. A week ago, Vermilion beat Lennox by 11. Both coaches readily admit neither side brought every tool at their disposal. They didn't want to, there was a good chance that they were going to be facing each other again, so they didn't necessarily want to show everything that they had, every card they had in the deck, and so we'll see a lot of new things tonight. And so we're going to discuss that. We have interviews with Coach Quayle of Lennox, Coach Brooks of Vermilion, and we have an interview with with Brooke Jensen, who scored her 1,000th career point on Tuesday. And that Tanager Talk is brought to you by Dakota Realty. For all of your real estate needs, Dakota Realty is your place to go in the Vermilion and the surrounding areas. And we're also going to take a look at the scores from around the state games tonight, as a lot of decisions are being made, a lot of good matchups. Over on 5-Star Streaming, Joe Van Gore is going to be in Centerville for the Region 4B doubleheader. The opening matchup is the Centerville Tornadoes versus the Viborg Hurley Cougars, and that will be followed by the Freeman Flyers and the Gayville Volun Raiders. Again, I'm Michael Schumacher alongside Jen Ashley. Just to let you know, our scoreboard sponsor tonight is Midwest Ready Mix. For all your concrete needs, call Midwest Ready Mix. They have also purchased Clark's Rentals in Yankton to expand their services that they offer. Every Time Out tonight will be sponsored by Murph's Appliance on Main Street in Vermilion. Locally owned and operated for 20 years, Murph's Appliance has been your go-to source for appliances for over 2 decades. And then our halftime show will be brought to you by Carlson's Body Shop. It's the Carlson's Body Shop halftime show. Carlson's Body Shop in Beersford has been your complete car care center since 1956. Well, like I said, we had a chance to sit down with Brooke Jensen last night. I had a whole series of interviews. I interviewed Brooke. I interviewed the Yankton Wrestlers. I interviewed Coach Coyle from the Yankton Wrestling team. I interviewed Jake Brack, freshman at USD men's basketball. It was just one right after the other. So we got Brooke in early, right after basketball practice, and and I mentioned it during my interview with Coach Brooks, but Brooke is humble, but I have never had a bad interview with any Tanager athlete. None of them have ever come off as cocky. None of them have ever come off as full of themselves or too good to be talking to myself. And so the parents need to realize what kind of kids they're raising. And I want to commend the Tanager athletes and the Tanager coaches and the Tanager parents for really bringing good kids to these interviews. So here is that interview with Brooke Jensen, who scored her 1,000th career point on Tuesday, and she is the 7th Tanager girl to score 1,000 career points, in addition to Kirsten Iverson, who played from 1991 to 1995, who scored 1,100 career points. Ashley Bjorkman played from 1999 to 2003. She scored 1,352 career points. Annie Roach from 2003 to 2007 scored 1,353 career points, beating Bjorkman by 1. Alicia Brown from 2004 to 2008 scored 1,107 career points. Haley Melstad from 2013 to 2018 scored 1,729 career points. And Lexi Plitzowite, who played from 2017 to 2021, scored 1,280 career points. So with 1,000 points and the whole senior season to go, Brooke Jensen could easily become the second leading scorer in Vermilion Tanager Girls basketball history. With just another good senior year. Becoming the all-time leading scorer, probably out of reach. That would, if you had 20, 25 games, depending on a state tournament run, you'd have to be averaging about 25 to 30 points a game. Probably not going to happen, but it's something to go for. But she could easily become the second leading scorer in Tanager Girls basketball history. And here is that interview with Brooke Jensen. Welcome back to our Tanager Talks. Brought to you by Dakota Realty. For all of your real estate needs in Vermilion and the Vermilion area, talk to Dakota Realty. Well, on the line, I have Brooke Jensen, who just scored her 1,000th career point as a junior for the Vermilion Tanagers. And Brooke, did I read it correctly? You're the seventh player in Tanager Girls history to score 1,000 points?
Yes, that is what people have been telling me.
All right. So let me just ask, what does it mean to you to score 1,000 points? What was that feeling like?
It felt really good just to see all my hard work pay off, and I think it goes to show a lot about the kind of team we have. And you don't get 1,000 points from playing on bad teams, and I played on really good teams my whole career at Vermilion, so it just felt really good to see that hard work pay off.
All right, and you've talked about those teams, and a lot of, like you said, a lot of it goes together because you're not able to score 1,000 points without there being other good players on the court, because otherwise they're going to be double and triple teaming you. And so you've seen the success from those teams, and this year's been part of that. Coming in, there have been some individual accolades. You signed, or you committed to Augustana. Now this 1,000th career point, and you still have your whole senior year ahead of you. How do you kind of stay grounded with all of that going on?
I just got to take it one game at a time. The biggest goal that I have is for our team to win a state tournament, and that's something we haven't done yet. So you just have to keep pushing for every game at a time to get to that goal.
Well, you know what? That leads perfectly into what I wanted to discuss. We're going to talk about this season, but let's talk about the last 2 years that have led up to this point. So 2 years ago, your freshman year, Sodak 16, you guys come within, I believe it was 3 points. I was running camera that night. You guys come within 3 points of knocking off St. Thomas More, who ended up going on and winning the state championship. And then last year, you had the undefeated run. You guys were going through, and you came face to face with a T area team. It was probably honestly seeded too low. Katie Vasika had been injured a lot during the year, and that ended your really just awesome season. Coming into this year as a team, how did you guys feel? I mean, was that kind of fueling the fire as you entered this year?
Yes, we are all just so motivated right now to win each game, because we don't want to ever feel like how we felt last season and the season before that, and how we just keep getting so close, but we can't quite get there. We all have just agreed that we're not going to lose, and we're just going to give everything our all no matter what.
All right. Well, you come into this season, and it starts off really well. You've only had a few losses, and really, no loss to a team that you think, oh, wow, that's a really bad loss. Really just great teams. Some teams that only have, Crofton, your first loss of the season, they're undefeated on the year. Otherwise, Florence, Henry, Wagner, teams like that. And T, they're really good teams that you're going to be actually competing with, that honestly all could end up going to the state tournament. But it seems like as the season has gone on, you guys have gotten stronger. To what do you attest that? How does that work, that you guys just keep seeming to get better?
We just keep on capitalizing on our weaknesses, and we keep making our weaknesses our strengths. And every day in practice, we work really hard. We have really good practices every single day, and we just keep getting better with every single practice. And everyone is just so on the same page with this team, and we all want to get better, and we all push each other to get better.
All right. Well, it did seem after the Florence Henry game, that was a back-to-back, and maybe exposed that just having a six-person rotation on a back-to-back night, and that's something you'll see at the state tournament. I'm going to say when. I'm going to manifest it when you guys make it. I'm not going to say if. I'm going to say when. You guys play back-to-back. After that, that night, Casey was out there kind of warming up, did not see the court. The next game, she did see the court, and she has now been a regular contributor. What has she brought to the table? It seems like both she and Taylor have elevated Her coming has elevated Taylor's game, which seems to have elevated everybody's game. Is that something that you've noticed as a member of the team and as a team in total?
Yes, for sure. Casey's out there, and she can shoot really well, and that really stretches out the defense, and it makes us even harder to guard than we were before. And, just to see her back out there is so relieving for me, because she's my best friend, and I'm just so happy that she's battled back from what she has, and it just gives the team a lot of hope and a lot of courage.
Well, and it really seems like you guys are clicking on all cylinders. Even the loss to Wagner, was close, and really, when two teams are so evenly matched, home court can make such a difference. While you hate to absorb a loss, it feels good to know that you can keep up with the best teams in the state. As you enter your second game of regions, this game against Lennox, and then hopefully after that, like you said, Sodak 16, and hopefully after that, state. What are you guys focusing on? What do you want to do as a team each night when you go out there? What are kind of the top three things you say, this is what we need to accomplish, and if we're taking care of this, we should be successful?
Yeah, we really want to focus on just playing our own style of basketball and ruling the game and just getting out there and establishing ourselves in the first 3 minutes and getting off to a good run is really what we try to focus on, is starting the game off strong and then starting the third quarter off strong as well, and just play our own basketball, play our own tempo. And we like to keep it up tempo a lot of times. Even though we do have a small bench, we do like to run the court up and down. So those are the things we really focus on.
All right, and going up and down the court, that starts with that full court press that you guys often will put on, and that seems to really throw some teams off, and has led, you guys average almost 20 steals per game, which leads to a lot of, big swings in momentum. Not only do you not let them get down to the court to score, but you guys usually score off that as well. Is that something that you look for to kind of create those big swings in momentum for your team? Yes,
for sure. Having like Taylor, Janae at the top and doing those steals all the time just really boosts our morality, especially when you don't have to play as much defense, because nobody really likes to play defense. But it just really gets us going, and it gets us even more hype, especially just getting that steal and getting that bucket. That just feels really good.
Well, and one thing, it does, I hadn't thought of it before, but mentioning that, preventing teams from getting into their set offenses seems to be how you guys have almost limited your foul trouble this year, because so many times they don't even get into that position, and that seems to be where fouls tend to happen, is jostling for position as they're on the block, anything like that. Well, if they don't get into that position, you guys don't end up fouling or getting a cheap foul or leaving it up to the refs to make a call.
Yeah. It's really nice that way, too.
Well, and that's just something I've noticed. So, what would it mean to you as a player, especially having been part of the team the last 2 years, even just to get to the state tournament? What would that mean to you as a player?
That would just be so amazing. It's been a goal I've had since I was a little girl, since we watched the 2018 teams and whatnot get to the state tournament. And I just want to do that for our seniors, because I don't want their season to end. They don't want their season to end. And I don't want to stop playing with them anytime soon. So it would just mean everything for me to get to that state tournament.
All right. Well, I tell you what, your next game is at home at the Birdcage. It's against a tough Lennox team. You guys beat them by 11 last time out. To the Tanager fans listening out there, what would it mean to have the Birdcage packed for you guys?
That would be amazing to have the Birdcage, everyone there supporting our team. Last home game of the season, so you won't be able to catch us until next season. So this is a really great opportunity to come see us play.
All right. Well, Brooke, I want to thank you for taking the time to talk with me tonight. Really appreciate it. And best of luck against the Orioles, and best of luck the rest of the season as it continues on. And we'll see you at state.
All right. Thank you.
That was Brooke Jensen of the Vermilion Tanagers Girls basketball team, who just recently scored her 1,000th point, the 7th Tanager in girls basketball history. And so congratulations to her, and as they continue on their season. And we'll be back with more here on ESPN Radio, 101.5 FM, 1570 AM KVTK, and Vermilion streaming on YouTube.
Save means you're sort of protecting yourself. My mom and dad told me how to be safe. It's like super duper important. Hold a grown-up's hands. Put a helmet on, because you might hurt your head super duper bad.
Protect their future by protecting yours with your local State Farm agent, Dick Sunday. Best Ready Mix and Equipment is your locally owned and operated ready mix company. The Oshkosh front discharge mixers allow for easy placement of concrete, and with the 6-wheel drive and low-range transfer case, they're nearly unstoppable. More of a do-it-yourself fan? Midwest Ready Mix and Equipment is teaming up with Clark's Rentals in Yankton, bringing you a wide range of hand tools, mini excavators, skid steers, aerial lift equipment, and more to get the job done. Choose Midwest Ready Mix and Equipment for all your concrete needs, and Clark's Rentals, your rental equipment headquarters.
Blaine Olson, owner of Blaine's Body Shop in Vermilion. I grew up here, graduated here, and now have a business here. I'm proud to serve the community that has helped me live this dream. I have top-notch equipment, the latest in training, along with the work ethic and the desire to serve you. Should you need repairs in the future, please remember Blaine's Body Shop across from Polaris on the Highway 50 bypass in Vermilion.
Blaine's Body Shop. Blaine's Body Shop. Automotive collision repair.
Now online at blainesbodyshop.com.
Need a new set of tires? Look to Carlson's Body Shop in Beersford. How about some accessories like WeatherTech floor mats, access roll-up truck covers, bed liners, remote car starters, and thousands of other products. Hey, you can look at everything at your convenience online too at carlsonsbodyshop.com. No wonder the song says,
Bring it down to Carlson's Body Shop, your complete car care center.
Welcome back to Tanager Basketball, brought to you by First Dakota National Bank. I'm Michael Schumacher alongside Jen Ashley, where we are about 43, 44, 45 minutes away from tip-off as the Vermilion Tanagers are set to take on the Lennox Orioles. Well, I tell you what, we're going to talk about the game here in a little bit, but let's take a look around the state. First, let's look at the recent Prep Media Poll, the final Prep Media Poll for all classes. And that first we'll look at boys, and then we'll look at girls, since that's what we're broadcasting tonight. But in the boys, Class AA, Mitchell received all 18 first-place votes. Harrisburg at 14-3 was second. Brandon Valley, Washington, and Roosevelt receiving votes. Stevens and Watertown. In Class A, it was Sioux Falls Christian receiving all 18 first-place votes, followed by Hamlin, Pine Ridge, Dakota Valley, and Sioux Valley. Also receiving votes, Rapid City Christian and Hot Springs. In Class B, it was Castlewood with 9 first-place votes, White River with 8, followed by DeSmet, Wessington Springs, and Howard. Also receiving votes in Class B, Leola Frederick area, Viborg Hurley, and Del Rapids St. Mary. In the girls' polls, AA, O'Gorman, unanimous number 1 at 18-0 with 18 first-place votes. Mitchell at 17-1 was in second. Brandon Valley in third at 14-3, followed by Jefferson and Pierre. Receiving votes, Spearfish and Harrisburg. Spearfish will be the Yankton opponent tomorrow night, and Zach Spear will have that call on Classic Hits 106.3 and on 5-star streaming on YouTube. In Class A, Flanger with 16 first-place votes at 20-0 is in first. Makpia Luta, formerly known as Red Cloud, with 2 first-place votes is 19-0 and in second. Sioux Falls Christian at 17-2 in third, Sisseton at 18-1 in fourth, and T-Area at 16-4 in fifth. Also receiving votes, Wagner, Vermilion, and Belfouche. In Class B, Centerville is first with 11 first-place votes at 18-2. Ethan in second at 7 first-place votes at 18-2. Harding County in third, Arlington and Wall. Also receiving votes, Lyman, Freeman, and Warner. Just an update, by the way, for Centerville. They currently lead Viborg Hurley 16-7 with 5:33 to go in the second period. So let's take a look around the state. A lot of action tonight as the state is in the semifinals or the second round of the regions. And so let's take a look at what's going on in girls basketball. There are no boys games tonight, except there's one scheduled for Brandon Valley and Huron. I believe that is a makeup game, but nothing in A or B for the boys. For the girls, in AA, Brandon Valley and Huron will do battle. There should be a score update there shortly. And then Harrisburg and Watertown. In A girls, you'll have Hill City versus St. Thomas More, Red Cloud versus Lakota Tech, Miller versus McLaughlin. Mobridge Pollock versus Crow Creek. Flandreau, #1 in the state, versus Sioux Valley. Parkston versus Hanson. T-Area versus Elk Point Jefferson, a rematch of the game about a week ago. That was super close. So that's one we'll keep an eye on tonight. Garrettson versus Tri-Valley. Sioux Falls Christian versus West Central. Vermilion versus Lennox. Bellefouche versus Rapid City Christian. Aberdeen, Roncalli, and Groton area. Sisseton and Millbank. Florence Henry and Hamlin, that should be a good matchup. Wagner and Mount Vernon Plankinton, that should be a great matchup. Winner versus Todd County, that's your wrap-up of Class A. In Class B, Centerville and Viborg Hurley, as I said, 16-7, 4 minutes to go in the second. Trip Delmont Armour leads Wessington Springs 21-20. Arlington over Iroquois Lake Preston 17-9. Ethan over Chester area right now 36-22. Warner and Britton Hecla will do battle. Highmore Herald and Harriet Selby area. Leola Frederick area and Northwestern. Harding County and Timber Lake. Lyman versus Potter County. Lemon versus Faith. Lemon, the Fightin' Penfields. White River versus Kadoka area. Avon versus Andes Central Dakota Christian. Did want to mention, I've always mentioned that Avon, or Andes Central, is the school that accepts the kids from Pickstown. And I always mention my mom, who graduated in 1969, graduated from Andes Central, went to Pickstown before that, so a Pickstown engineer at heart. Well, one of her best friends from Pickstown passed away yesterday. So just wanted to mention, take a moment to remember Jan Skorpic. Knew her for probably about over 40 years, since the first Pickstown reunion back in 1985. So, and a little bit before that. So just remember Jan Skorpic today. It wasn't sudden, but it was quick. You know, you always think you have more and more time. So when I mention Andes Central, I will think of Pickstown, and I will think of Jan Skorpic tonight. Coleman Egan versus Howard. Freeman versus Gayville Vollen later. James Valley Christian versus Dubrick area, and Wall hosting Phillips. So that's your look around the state. When we come back, we will have our interview with Coach Adam Quayle, and we'll take a look at the Lennox Orioles right here on ESPN, or on Vermilion streaming on YouTube, as we're bringing you Tanager basketball, region semifinals, the Vermilion Tanagers, and the Lennox Orioles. We'll be right back after these messages.
Clay County Abstract and Title Company has a complex job that boils down to something very simple: helping you purchase your dream with confidence. When investing in a new home, a new site for your business, or piece of property, you want peace of mind that the property is truly yours. Clay County Abstract and Title Company has been doing just that since 1946. Clay County Abstract and Title Company, proud supporters of Vermilion activities and proud to be a part of your dreams come true.
Whether you're in the market to purchase a new home for your family, you want to sell your existing home, or you're a student looking to rent an apartment, Dakota Realty and Property Management can fit your needs. Being locally owned and with over 150 years of combined experience, they are the experts at helping you find your new home. Go to Dakota Realty and Property Management because they like what they do. Dakota Realty is a proud supporter of Vermilion Athletics. Dakota Realty and Property Management, located at 125 East Cherry Street, Vermilion.
The first bank in South Dakota was the easy part, earning the confidence of local farmers, helping families account for their dreams, and securing the future for countless businesses took us a little longer. We owe it to the hard workers, big dreamers, and forward thinkers out there. Thank you for making South Dakota a great place to call home.
Digital Solutions started small, but now we're growing as FDS provides live streaming coverage for over 20 schools across 3 different states on our Fuller Digital Solutions YouTube channel. Subscribe to get notified when we go live for your school events. Big events are captured live, and your business can get noticed with advertising during our live streams. Local talent and camera operators are encouraged to contact us too for future employment. No experience necessary. We will train. For information about advertising or working with Fuller Digital Solutions, email us and follow us on Facebook.
Welcome back to Tanager Basketball, brought to you by First Dakota National Bank. I did forget to mention that Look Around the State was brought to you by the Vermilion Medical Clinic. So much care, so close to home. Well, let's take a look at this Lennox Orioles team. How did they get here get here on the season? Well, they opened up their season with a victory over Dakota Valley. They then lost to Sioux Falls Christian, obviously one of the top teams in the state, 43-29. They then defeated Millbank, Del Rapids, Madison, Canton. They defeated Mount Vernon Plankinton 65-58, giving Mount Vernon Plankinton one of their 5 losses on the season. Vermilion has also defeated Mount Vernon Plankinton. Rock Valley, Iowa. They then played Parker, West Central, Platte Geddes, and then they fell to Sisseton 60-49 in a close matchup. Sisseton, again, only has 1 loss on the season. They then fell 2 nights later to Parkston 47-42. They then fell to Elk Point Jefferson 57-54. So those 3 losses right there, 3 out of the 5 losses that they have on the season. They then defeated Baltic, Hamlin, Tri-Valley, T-Area, falling to Vermilion 51-40 on February 12th, just 10 days ago. And then defeating Beersford and Dakota Valley, bringing them to tonight. So obviously a 16-5 record on the season. Yeah, wanted to make sure. 16-5 record on the season. So they are a good team, and they defeated Dakota Valley 59-56 in the Region 4 quarterfinals on Tuesday. So that brings us to tonight. We did have a chance to sit down with Coach Adam Quayle, and here is that conversation with Coach Quayle of the Lennox Orioles.
Welcome back to our coaches conversation, and on the line we have Lennox head coach Adam Quayle. Coach, it's a chance to punch your ticket to Sodak 16. How are you feeling today?
It's a quick turnaround, but feeling pretty good. Looking forward to the environment down in Vermilion tonight.
Well, and this time of year is always fun, and it's always the kind of hope springs eternal, because anything can happen. It's a one and done. It could be the end of the season, and you always have seniors, and so they're playing for. They're playing to continue their careers, and so what kind of pressure or what kind of atmosphere does that create, knowing that it's win or go home?
Well, I think luckily for us, we're not supposed to win. Like Vermilion, they're the higher seed. They got us earlier in the year, so really we have nothing to lose, everything to gain. So that's kind of mindset we're taking in this game.
Well, you mentioned Vermilion beat you earlier this year. It wasn't too long ago, and it was a really competitive game. And you guys have been competitive all season long. I mean, you guys have had a really solid year, and with that, I think it was an 11-point loss, definitely within striking distance. How does that maybe give you your girls a little confidence heading into this, knowing that this isn't the insurmountable foe?
Right. Well, and that was kind of a weird game, too, for both Coach Brooks and I, just because we kind of knew we were going to play each other in a week. So it more resembled an open gym than an actual game, and the fact that, that was the first game, I think, all year Vermilion didn't zone press. So I think both teams should kind of just, holding their cards closer to the vest.
Well, and that's exactly right. It creates that unique opportunity of a week later you are playing the same team, and Vermilion had that. Tuesday they turned around from Friday and played Parker again. But when it's maybe a more competitive opponent, you hold things close. You want to get that victory, but the more important victory is tonight, when it's part of that postseason. So it should make for an interesting matchup. Now, who are some of the girls on your team that will probably be hearing their names, or that maybe you'll need to step up to make sure your team can get the victory tonight?
Yeah, I think our 2 senior stars will have to have a big game. Danny Hyam and Carly Kuiper, both offensively and defensively, they're going to have to compete on the boards. Ryan Hansen, same thing. Hopefully she can get going, junior starter. And then our guards just have to control the tempo and control their scoring threats as well. But really, everyone who plays, we're just going to have to play a solid game to be able to compete and be able to pull one out tonight.
Well, and you're playing a Vermilion team that the last couple of years, you know, they might be on a mission this year just because they reached the Sodak 16 2 years ago, 3 points, within 3 points of beating St. Thomas More, who became the state champions last year, playing what might be just due to injury, a misseeded or a lower seeded T team than they should have been. It feels like maybe this year a little renewed or internal drive. What did they bring to the table that maybe causes you a little concern, as could be a challenge? But what are some opportunities for you as well?
Yeah, so I think Vermilion does a really good job defensively, and that starts with their 3 senior starters. They've been around for a long time, so they understand the game. They understand where they're supposed to be in all the situations. So just the familiarity, the experience they have means a lot. And what opportunities we have, like, we're going to have to just play our game, play controlled, take great shots. You know, we're going to have to find ways to score against a very disciplined Vermilion defense.
All right, and the balanced scoring that Vermilion provides, they have 3 players that average double figures. Then you also have Janaea Cleveland and Brooklyn Voss. And then the bench that seems to be kind of elevated since Casey Hansen's returned. What kind of problems does that pose, not having that kind of one person that you need to try to shut down, or one person that you say, okay, let her beat us and we'll shut down the rest of it? What does that how does that cause issues for a team?
Yeah, you know, you're not able to focus on just one player. You have to be aware of kind of where everyone is. So we're just going to have to trust our scout and try to carry out the game plan just to give ourselves a chance.
All right, well, Coach, it's always fun when it gets to be the postseason, when it's kind of a rivalry game and it's a region game. It just takes it up another notch, and I'm looking forward to seeing your team in action. We're going to get the full menu from both teams tonight, because there's nothing to be left on the table.
Right.
So, Coach, thank you so much for taking the time to talk with me today. Really appreciate it, and best of luck tonight.
Hey, thank you. Appreciate you.
That was Coach Adam Quayle with the Lennox Orioles here as we head into the Region 4A finals here in Vermilion, as the Tanagers are taking on the Lennox Orioles for a chance to go to the Sodak 16. It's win or go home, and we'll be back after these messages on ESPN Radio 101.5 FM, 1570 AM KVTK, and Vermilion streaming on YouTube.
Interior technicians.
I'm ready for my big role, Jerry.
What do you mean?
You said I'd be in your next 30 commercials.
No. I said Intech has over 30 years of commercial cleaning experience. You know, like offices, so they can ensure happy visitors and a healthy workforce.
So the shoot's in an office? I can make that work.
Oh my goodness. When you need it clean, call the Intech team.
Knutson Family Dentistry in Vermilion, they strive to provide the highest quality patient-centered dental care in a friendly, relaxing atmosphere. Knutson Family Dentistry works hard to provide the best cosmetic, general, and emergency dental treatment in the area. With over 50 years of combined dental experience, the latest dental technology, and a professional and compassionate staff, they're your top choice for dental care. Call for an appointment at 605-857-8008. Knutson Family Dentistry of Vermilion.
Eliminate the wait when your furnace and AC needs repair by joining Larry's Heating and Cooling Comfort Care and Elite Care Club. Larry's Comfort Care Club features seasonal maintenance discounts on service and no overtime charges. Larry's Elite Club includes seasonal maintenance, free parts, free labor, free service calls, and both mean you are in front of the line for service. Call Larry's Heating and Cooling and sign up for the Comfort Care or Elite Care Club. Larry's Heating and Cooling, Yankton and Vermilion.
You are self-motivated, accountable, and eager to learn new skills. We'd love to talk to you about a rock star career. Masaba in Vermilion is hiring full and part-time manufacturing positions for the rock industry. Masaba provides comprehensive training in a clean, safe, and state-of-the-art facility. Masaba offers competitive wages, a fun and interesting work environment and culture. Join our team of rock stars. Visit MasabaInc.com to learn more.
Welcome back to Tanager Basketball, brought to you by First Dakota National Bank. I am Michael Schumacher, alongside Jen Ashley. You just heard from Coach Adam Quayle of the Lennox Orioles. We also had a chance to talk to Coach John Brooks. And if you're not familiar, the Vermilion Tanagers on the season started off with victories over Canton, West Central, and Ponca, Nebraska. They then fell to Crofton, Nebraska at the Sanford Coyote Sports Center at the Booster Club Classic. But Crofton has defeated everybody they've played this season, regardless of class. They are 24-0. They play Ord, Nebraska tomorrow to go to state. So we'll see how Crofton does. They then defeated Tri-Valley. They then fell to T-Area by 9 on January 2nd. They then went on a bit of a streak, beating Parkston, Elk Point Jefferson, and Mount Vernon Plankinton. They then followed that victory over Mount Vernon Plankinton the next night with the loss to Florence Henry. And you'll hear it in our discussion with Brooke and with Coach Brooks. What seemed to be most manifested there was just a lack of depth. In that Florence Henry game, Casey Hansen made her debut warming up. She did not play. The next game out, which was against Del Rapids, Casey did play. That was 5 days later. And since then, there's been a real difference with this team, as Taylor and Casey are now coming off the bench together. And it seems like it's elevated Taylor's game. Feels like it's elevated Casey's, obviously, because she wasn't playing before. And it feels like it's elevated the team. And since then, since Casey Hansen has returned, they have defeated Del Rapids, Millbank, Beersford, Sioux Falls Christian, Aberdeen Roncalli. Let me remind you, Millbank is 11-9, Beersford 10-9. Sioux Falls Christian 17-2, Aberdeen Roncalli 17-3. They defeated Madison. They defeated Dakota Valley. They're 14-6. They defeated this Lennox team on the 12th. They're 15-5, 16-5 now. They fell to Wagner by 3 in Wagner, and Wagner's 17-3. And then they defeated Parker twice. So Vermilion at 17-4 on the season. Really looking good and really looking like their best. And so we had a chance to sit down with Coach Brooks, and here is that conversation from earlier today.
Welcome back to our coaches' conversation, and on the line we have Vermilion Tanagers head coach John Brooks. Coach, looking for a chance to punch a ticket to the Sodak 16. How are you feeling today?
Yeah, it's obviously an exciting time, and I think something that our group's been kind of waiting a full year to get back in this game. So excited to be at home. Obviously, we have a great opponent in Lennox, and going to have to play well tonight. There's no doubt about that.
Well, and that's exactly right. Played just a week ago, beat them by 11. But, knowing that you guys might be playing each other and seeds were kind of established, maybe both teams, neither team used all of the tools in their toolbox. What are maybe you expecting from Lennox that might be a little different than we saw the first time around?
Yeah, I think both teams were pretty vanilla that night. Didn't show a whole lot. Like you said, there's a good chance that this game was going to happen tonight. And so Lennox, they run a lot of sets offensively. They're very good at them. They get into they're a very good screening team, a lot of back screens. They have a lot of shooters that they bring off down screens. So you got to be very prepared to make sure you're not giving up layups against them. So we're going to have to be ready to guard their action on the offensive end. And then they play a lot of different defenses. So we got to recognize what they're in. If they're in zone, if they're in man, they'll throw some boxing 1 and triangle and 2 stuff out there. So we got to be good offensively, make sure we're getting organized on both ends, and be ready to attack whatever they're in.
And who are some players on their side that you maybe put a little more focus on, saying, let's try to stop this person or that person, or is it more of in a totality?
They're very balanced, which makes them very difficult to guard. But I think Danny Hyam, all-conference player, the last couple of years is very talented, obviously, as a senior. So we got to put a lot of attention to her. Andy Peters on the outside shoots it as well as anybody in the conference. Kuiper inside has had a great season for them. And then the eighth grader has come in Sturm. Has really played well for them at point guard. So they got a lot of kids out there that can score it. They're good off their bench. They bring in kids that can shoot it. So they're a very difficult team to guard, especially once they get into their sets and start running their stuff. So we're going to have to do some things to disrupt them.
Well, and the two seniors in Kuiper and Hyam both have some real length to them. 6'3", Kuiper, 5'11", Hyam. A little more height than maybe you've seen
most of the time this season. What kind of extra incentive or challenge is that?
Yeah, they're big and physical. They're one of the bigger teams that we play all year. So they're very good defensively because they have a lot of length, they have a lot of size. They rebound the ball extremely well. So you got to be very efficient offensively to get good looks against them. And we're going to, I think that's one thing that we've been doing really well is we've been very balanced offensively lately. We've had a lot of kids scoring the basketball, and we're going to do that again tonight.
All right. Well, two things I wanted to touch on. What kind of inner drive is there for not just for you and for this team, but knowing so close the last 2 years, Sodak 16 coming within 3 points of eventual state champion St. Thomas More, and then last year facing a T team that maybe was a little misseeded just due to some injuries on the team. Has this been a goal all season, is to try to get back to that, get to the state tournament, knowing that you've been so tantalizingly close the last couple of years?
Yeah, obviously, the last couple of years we've been right there and had great regular seasons and put ourselves in positions to make the Sodak 16 or try to make a run at the state tournament. And it's been heartbreak the last 2 years that we've lost two really, really close games. So, we're a bunch of juniors and seniors now, and these kids have been playing for quite a few years and a very motivated group. They know what's at stake. The good thing is no moment's too big for these girls. They've been in a lot of big games. We play very tough regular seasons. So as nervous as we maybe get as coaches and parents and that type of thing, I think the girls don't really feel those nerves. They just want to get out there and play, and we're excited for the night.
Well, and you mentioned your regular season schedule. Is that part of the goal when you are scheduling those matchups in the Sacred Hoops Classic and at the Corn Palace as part of the Hanson Classic, creating those atmospheres that you're going to see maybe for this kind of region final and Sodak 16 matchups?
Yeah, absolutely. You're trying to get your kids as prepared as possible for this time of the season and getting them in big matchups and getting them in those pressure situations where you're going to be in close games and just to make sure that they're comfortable this time of the year for when those opportunities come. So, if you're fortunate enough to win tonight and win this game, you're going to be playing in a neutral site against the team, and that's where we can draw back on those experiences once again. But first and foremost is tonight. We got a very good Lennox team here in town, and rival game at home. It's going to be a packed gym. It's going to be a lot of fun.
And that's exactly right. That's what's nice about having it at home. Hopefully the Tanager fans are getting out, and I'm going to manifest it when you win tonight. I'm not going to say if, when. Hopefully they can make it to wherever the Sodak 16 is and create maybe a home court atmosphere there as well. One final thing. Brooke Jensen scored her 1,000th career point. Seventh girl in school history. What has Brooke meant? And it's a team game, and she'll say that as well, but what has Brooke meant to this program?
A girl that's been playing since her 8th grade year. And, I think right when Brooke came in as an 8th grader, you could see her offensive skills. She's a very, very just naturally talented kid, and those kids don't come along all that often. So you could tell right away she was going to be able to score the basketball. But I think it's her overall game that's really improved over the last couple of years. You can see this year she's defending and rebounding better than she ever has. And, she's just really starting to become a complete player instead of just a scorer. And scoring comes natural and it comes easy to her. So I don't think anybody's surprised that even as a junior, she's already gone over 1,000 points. But I think another thing with Brooke is she's that definition of a gym rat. She's in the gym all the time, and she is waiting for me to get to practice because she's usually waiting in the parking lot trying to get in the gym. She's just that type of kid. So very happy for her. I think it's a big milestone, and for her to knock that off as a junior, and now she can hopefully just kind of move on past that and be ready to play great again tonight.
Well, and I'll tell you this as well, and you know it as well as I do. Having a chance to have interviewed her a few different times, not somebody who is full of herself at all. More than happy to give credit where credit's due and talk about her teammates, creating opportunities for her. So, not just a great player, but seems to be a great person off the court.
Yeah, and I think that's all of our girls. Our girls are very, very close on and off the court. They're great friends, and I think that gets overlooked sometimes. When you do have kids that are like that and get along and have good team chemistry, that's important and good things can happen. So I know
right when Brooke scored her 1,000th point, our girls on the bench knew what was going on, and they were very happy for her. And it's just it's fun to see everybody get excited for something like that.
It really is. It's a huge accomplishment, and we're proud of her. And Coach, want to say thank you again for all season long, but again, taking the time to talk with me today. Really appreciate it, and look forward to seeing you in action tonight, and look forward to talking with you after a victory.
Okay, thanks a lot, Michael.
That was Coach John Brooks of the Vermilion Tanagers as they get ready to do battle with the Lennox Orioles here to punch their ticket to the Sodak 16. We'll be back with more here on Vermilion Streaming on YouTube.
Nice.
Maytag appreciates a compliment, but this Maytag washer isn't just eye candy.
Wow.
Inside, it's got the capacity and power to handle even the mightiest loads.
I love this.
Yeah, she's a beaut.
It's a he.
How do you know?
Don't worry about it.
Find Maytag products and the industry's best appliances at your local dealer. Murph's Appliance, downtown Vermilion.
Pied Piper Flowers and Gifts, your floral and gift store on the corner of 15th and Broadway. We have what you need this holiday season. The freshest flowers and plants, home decor, candles, games, puzzles, socks, a great foodie corner, and of course beautiful jewelry, because we love things that sparkle. Be sure to stop by and see all that we have. It will surprise you. Shop local, shop Pied Piper Flowers and Gifts, your floral and gift store.
Your crew is craving Pizza Ranch? It's easy to order online at pizzaranch.com. Online ordering makes it fast and easy to order craveable crispy ranch chicken or build your favorite pizza exactly how you like it. And now, for even more convenience, place your favorite order with just one tap. So when you're craving pizza or the country's best chicken, go to pizzaranch.com and start your order. For craveable food and convenient online ordering, there's so much to love at Pizza Ranch.
The Perks card from Pump and Pack? Well, guess what? There's an addition, not just a card, it's an app. The Pump and Perks app and the Pump and Perks card from Pump and Pack Vermilion. Just go to their Facebook page, Pump and Pack, and scan the QR code and you're in. Or go to the store, Pump and Pack, and get the card. Then download the app. Each one does the same thing, like give you 5 cents off per gallon every day, except for Sunday it's doubled with the Perks card from Pump and Pack Vermilion.
Welcome back to Tanager Basketball, brought to you by First Dakota National Bank. First Dakota has proudly sponsored the dreams and banking needs of their customers for over 150 years. They offer personal, business, and ag banking solutions for every stage of your journey. Plus, a friendly team of professional bankers ready to put you first. Again, 6 minutes left on the Midwest Ready Mix scoreboard. Midwest Ready Mix for all of your concrete needs. Call Midwest Ready Mix. They've also purchased Clark's Rentals in Yankton. Again, tonight's timeouts are sponsored by Murph's Appliance on Main Street in Vermilion. Locally owned and operated for over 20 years, Murph's Appliance has been your go-to in the home appliance business. And then just a kind of a look around the state. Right now, in Centerville, with 4:02 to go in the third quarter, Centerville leads Viborg-Hurley 24-15. I got a chance to see that Viborg-Hurley team in action. I saw Centerville as well Tuesday night. And Viborg-Hurley lives and dies by the three. So if they're hitting like Charlie Nelson was hitting the other night, they are going to be tough to knock out. But if they go cold like they were in the first part of that game, it's going to be tough for them to get through. So what we want to look at is, let's take a look around the state real quick, as it is semifinal action in the regions. Let's take a look at Class A. Only 2 score updates right now, and this is brought to you by the Vermilion Medical Clinic. Vermilion Medical Clinic, so much care, so close to home. Mobridge Pollock leads Crow Creek at half, 32-20. And Miller leads McLaughlin 26-22. In Class B, Arlington leads Iroquois Lake Preston with 6 minutes to go in the third, 39-16. Ethan leads Chester area 56-35 with 1 minute to go in the third. Trip Delmont Armour leads Wessington Springs 33-31 with 5 minutes to go in the third. And again, Centerville leads Viborg-Hurley 24-18 with 3 minutes left in the third. And Harriet Selby area leads Highmore Herald 13-11 after one. Well, let's take a look at these two lineups. First, for Lennox, they're led in scoring by Carly Kuiper, the 6'3" senior forward. She averages 14.2 points per game. She also averages 7.6 rebounds and 1.1 assists. Carly Kuiper is kind of the straw that stirs the drink. As Carly goes, so goes this Lennox squad. In addition to her scoring and rebounding, Carly also has 30 blocks on the season, so averages about 1.5 blocks per game and 17 steals, so just under 1 steal per game. So Carly Kuiper is definitely an all-around player. Not sure if she's signed to go somewhere, but definitely a quality player that could do, especially maybe at the GPAC level, do a lot of schools really good. Danny Hyam, the 5'11" senior forward, 10.8 points per game, 5.8 rebounds and 3.5 assists. Hyam, again, also adds some length and height. She also has 39 steals on the season, so almost 2 steals per game and 17 blocks, so just under 1 block per game. So Hyam and Kuiper provide 25 points per game for this team. And so about half of the offense comes from those two. And so the other starters will be Ryan Hansen, who averaged 5'10" junior, who averages 6.7 points per game, 3.6 rebounds, and 1.1 assists. So right there, those three, 6'3", 5'11", and 5'10". That's going to be one of the taller teams that Vermilion, this Tanager team, has faced this season. So that will be a test, as Coach Brooks attested to. That'll be one of the tests that this team has. And so if Vermilion is able to spread the court and hit from the outside, should be a successful night. If they're not able to hit from the outside and they have to pack it in, those 3 tall frames will be tough to deal with. The other 2 starters, 5'4" sophomore guard Andy Peters, averages 8.8 points per game, 1.8 rebounds, and 2.1 assists. And Tegan Sturm, they have their own 8th grade guard on their squad. Sturm is a 5'9" 8th grader. She averages 5.2 points per game, 2.3 rebounds, and 2.6 assists. Other prominent members, they usually go about 8 deep. Carly Bosma averages 4.8 points per game, 3.3 rebounds, and 1.3 assists. Gavin Herline averages 1.6 points, 1.9 rebounds, and 2.6 assists. And Ashley Sweeter averages 1.7 points and 1.1 rebounds. Well, the Tanagers, you know. But let's go through that. The starters, Taylor Roovers averages 11 points per game, second leading scorer on the team, 3.4 rebounds and 4.8 assists. She's a 5'3" 8th grader. Brooke Jensen at 6'1" junior guard, who again scored her 1,000th career point earlier this week on Tuesday. Averages 12.4 points per game, 6.2 rebounds, and 1.6 assists. Chandler Cleveland, the 3rd leading scorer on the team, averages 10.5 points, 4.8 rebounds, and 1.2 assists. Also looking at Brooklyn Voss, averaging 7 points, 3.4 rebounds, 2.1 assists, and Janaea Cleveland with 7.2 points, 5.5 rebounds, and 2.5 assists. So that's your starting lineup for these Tanagers. They do go 7 deep. So they also have Casey Hansen, who, since she's returned, is averaging 7.1 points per game, 1.3 rebounds, and 1 assist. And Taylor Barta averaging 2.3 points per game, 1.5 rebounds, and 1 assist. Also, some prominent numbers. The one person with 2 people with blocks. Brooke Jensen has 20 blocks on the season, about 1 per game. And Brooklyn Voss has 17, just under 1 per game. Steals are where these Tanager girls excel. They're led in that category, in the theft category, by Janaea Cleveland, who has 71 steals, followed by Taylor Roovers with 55, 39 for Brooklyn Voss, 36 for Chandler Cleveland, and 29 for Brooke Jensen. Well, they are getting ready to announce the starting lineups and line up for the national anthem, so we will pause for that when that does happen. So again, it's always a nice sight when everyone stands for the national anthem. They remove their caps. It's a Midwest thing. It's a Great Plains thing. So we appreciate that. They are giving the sportsmanship announcement. So we're going to pause for the national anthem, being performed by the Vermilion High School Band. That was the national anthem performed by the Pride of Vermilion Pep Band under the direction of Garrett Olson. All right, they're going to be introducing the cheer squads. Then they'll be introducing the starting lineups. And so that cheer squad will take a little bit. Vermilion has 4 and Lennox has 8. 8 or 9. So, again, just a good matchup. It'll be interesting to see if Vermilion can, again, take advantage of the outside shot. They were able to handle Hyam and Kuiper fairly well last time. And so we'll see if they can do that again. 2 evenly matched teams. And so we will definitely see. And Vermilion will be tested today. And this will be a good test because then we'll see who... If they win, as I said in my interviews, manifest it. When they win, they'll be tested again in the Sodak 16, and we'll take a look at potential matchups for that Sodak 16 game. So as they get ready to announce the starting lineups again. Starting for the visiting Lennox Orioles, did go through this. So 5'9", 8th grader Tegan Sturm, again averaging 5.2 points per game. 5'11", senior forward Danny Hyam, coming in averaging 10.8 points and 5.8 rebounds. Carly Kuiper, number 12, a 6'3", senior forward, averaging 14.2 points and 7.6 rebounds per game. Ryan Hansen, 5'10", junior forward, averaging 6.7 points and 3.6 rebounds, and 5'4" sophomore guard Andy Peters, averaging 8.8 points per game. Just as an update, the Centerville Tornadoes lead Viborg Hurley 29-23, 40 seconds in to the fourth quarter. That's going to be a good one. I did say if Viborg Hurley was hitting, they were going to be tough for that top-ranked and top-seeded Centerville team. Again, for Vermilion starting 5'3", 8th grader Taylor Roovers, averaging 11 points per game. Brooklyn Voss, 5'11", senior, averaging 7 points per game. Janaea Cleveland, the 5'8", senior guard, averaging 7.2 points and 5.5 rebounds per game, along with 3 steals per game. Chandler Cleveland, 5'9", senior guard, averaging 10.5 points and 4.8 rebounds. And finally, 6'1", junior guard Brooke Jensen, averaging 12.4 points and 6.2 rebounds. She committed to Augustana shortly before the season, so she is going to be an Augustana Viking. So congratulations to Brooke Jensen, and again, scored there her 1,000th career point earlier this week on Tuesday against Parker. So jumping for Vermilion will be Brooklyn Voss. Jumping for Lennox will be Carly Kuiper. We're getting ready for Tanager basketball as they take on the Lennox Orioles in this Region 4 semifinal. Brought to you by First Dakota National Bank. I am Michael Schumacher alongside Jen Ashley, and we're getting ready to go. And here we go. Ball's knocked into the hands of Janaea Cleveland. Taylor Roovers brings it across midcourt. Gets it over to Janaea on the left-hand side. Vermilion in those white uniforms with red numbers and letters and black trim. and the red shoulders. And a man-to-man, kind of a swarming defense from this Lennox team, but they kick it out to Janaea. Over to Chandler. Gets over to Taylor. 10 seconds on the shot clock. Brooke Jensen over to Janaea. Down to Brooklyn Voss. Turnaround jumper for Voss. Hits rim. No good. Rebound Janaea into Chandler and good. And that's what they're going to have to do. Second chance points are going to be vital for this Tanager team. Up 2-0 now. 44 seconds in. Here's Andy Peters with the ball. He gets it into Sturm. Sturm at the top of the key now. 5'9", 8th grader. Drives in, and that will be a travel on Sturm. Just had a little too much momentum. It continued as she picked up the ball to pass it. So, 7:04 in. We're about 1 minute in. Vermilion leads 2-0. By no means an insurmountable lead. Only 31 minutes to go. And here's Brooke Jensen on the left-hand side. Down to Voss, just off the block. Cross-court pass to Janaea. Down to Chandler on the right side. Lennox in their black uniforms with white letters and numbers and orange trim. Now that ball is stolen away into the hands of Carly Kuiper. Here's Roovers on Sturm, 8th grader on 8th grader. Hyam gets it over to Annie Peters. No good. And that rebound is into the hands of Brooke Jensen. Jensen with her first rebound. Janaea thought about the short jumper, didn't take it. Now gets the pass out to the top of the key to Taylor Roovers. 2-0, 6:13 to go. Brooklyn Voss, unable to connect into the hands of Danny Hyam. That's Hyam's first rebound. Here's Andy Peters. Andy Peters, I said Andy, I apologize. Andy Peters into Ryan Hansen. Hansen gets it out to Danny Hyam. They try to get it down low, and that ball is knocked away by Voss, but into the hands of Ryan Hansen. Sturm goes up with the left hand. No good. Rebound, Brooklyn Voss. 5:43 to go. 2-0, Vermilion leads. Both of these defenses are having a really big impact on these offenses. Janaea for three, no, but rebound, Chandler up with the left hand and good. Chandler has both of the buckets so far for Vermilion. 4-0, 5:22 to go. And that is a 5-second violation on the inbound, and that will turn the ball back over to Vermilion. 5:20 to go on the Midwest Ready Mix scoreboard. Vermilion leads 4-0. Brooklyn Voss for three, no, off the back iron, and the rebound to Janaea Cleveland. Cleveland's second free rebound of the night. That shot no good. Rebound to Lennox. They try to get it into Kuiper. Knocked away by Taylor Roovers. Roovers with the steal. Driving up. She's going to take it all the way. No, she will pull it back out. Over to Voss. Back to Roovers. Brooke Jensen for three, just off the front iron. Rebound to Tegan Sturm. 4:47 to go. Vermilion leads 4-0. That pass from Sturm to Hansen is too far, and that turnover will go back to Vermilion. So again, Coach Brooks calling for calm, just asking his team, slow down, settle down. They get it into Chandler Cleveland on the elbow. Over to Jensen, down low to Voss, just off the block. Jensen for three, no, off the back iron. Rebound to Danny Hyam. Sturm with the ball, 4:21 to go. Stolen away by Taylor Roovers, and Roovers is fouled by Sturm. That is Roovers' second steal of the night. And that will be Sturm's first personal, but it was on the shot. So Roovers will go to the line to shoot two, with Vermilion leading 4-0, 4:17 to go on the Midwest Ready Mix scoreboard. First free throw up and no good. Both teams seem just a little off on their shots right now. And again, this is Tanager basketball, brought to you by First Dakota National Bank. Second free throw is up and good for Taylor Roovers. So with 4:17 to go, it is 5-0 in favor of Vermilion. Janaea Cleveland checks out. Casey Hansen checks in. A little bit of a deviation. Normally we'd be seeing Taylor and Casey come in at the same time. So here's Sturm, guarded by Hansen. 4:15 on the clock. And they get it across midcourt into the hands of Kuiper. Kuiper over to Hyam. Here's Sturm, guarded by Roovers. Andy Peters for a long three, and she connects. That makes the score 5-3, 3:58 to go. Right now, Vermilion seems a little off on their outside shot. And here's Jensen. Jensen drives in, kicks it out to Hansen. Hansen for three, no good, off the back iron. Rebound, Carly Kuiper. They have not hit an outside shot yet tonight. 3:34 to go here in the first quarter. They get it down to Kuiper. Out to Peters. Peters for three. No, off the back iron, and that is going to be out of bounds off of Vermilion. So Lennox will inbound the ball. Andy Peters on the baseline. Gets it into Danny Hyam. Hyam gets it out to Sturm. Over to Peters. They'll reset the offense. Peters to Hansen. Good ball movement around the top of the key. That ball is knocked away into the hands of Taylor Roovers. Roovers over to Jensen. Jensen back to Roovers. Down low to Voss. Voss up and in. Assist Taylor Roovers. Voss with her first 2 points of the night makes it 7-3. And they're going to call a timeout by Lennox, and we'll take a timeout as well. This is brought to you by Murph's Appliance on Main Street in Vermilion. Murph's Appliance, your go-to for appliances for over 20 years. We'll be back on Vermilion streaming on YouTube.
Welcome to Runnings in Vermilion. Shop their great lineup of clothes for women. Names like Ariat and Carhartt for men. Boots and shoes and kids' clothing. Runnings has a large supply of animal food and accessories. Love the outdoors? See the selection of ammo, firearms, and fishing equipment. For everything you need, walk through the doors at Runnings, your home, farm, and outdoor store, Vermilion.
Sherco in Vermilion is a full-service service center. Sherco LLC is an industry-leading supplier of tarp systems to the transportation industry and is located in Vermilion, South Dakota. Sherco Vermilion supports their customers in the agricultural, construction, waste, and flatbed markets. Become a part of the Sherco team. Go to sure-co.com, about us/careers. Demand the best. Demand Sherco.
Welcome back to Tanager basketball with 2:54 to go. Vermilion leads Lennox 7-3. That timeout was brought to you by Murph's Appliance. The scoreboard brought to you by Midwest Ready Mix. Here's Danny Hyam with the ball. Brings it up. Gets it out to number 30, Carly Bosma. No good. Rebound into the hands of Brooke Jensen. So Bosma checked in during that timeout. Looks like she checked in for Ryan Hansen. Jensen from the left side for three, no good. And that does touch the top of the backboard, so that will go out of bounds and will go over to Vermilion. Checking back in, Janaea Cleveland. Checking out is Brooklyn Voss. 2:20 to go. So here's Andy Peters. Over to Carly Kuiper. Kuiper drives in, loses the ball, and that ball is out of bounds off of Carly Bosma. Created by Casey Hansen. Checking in now, Gavin Herline. Herline checking in for Tegan Sturm. So now out there for Lennox, it's Herline, Peters, Kuiper, Hyam, and Bosma. Taylor Roovers brings the ball up, gets it over to Jensen. Jensen gets it to Hansen on the elbow, and oh no, Chandler Cleveland unable to connect, but there's a travel on Lennox after the rebound, so the ball will go back over to Vermilion. 7-3, Vermilion leads. Minute 47 to go. Jensen shot is off. Rebound, Janaea Cleveland, and they're going to call a foul So 1:43 to go, 7-3. Roovers on the free throw line, out to Jensen. Back to Roovers at the top of the key. 1:37 to go. 7-3. Vermilion leads. With 1:31, 22 seconds on the shot clock. Ball down low to Janaea Cleveland. No good. Rebound to Kuiper. And here's Gavin Herline, guarded by Janaea Cleveland. Gets it into Bosma. Over to Peters for three. No good. Off the back iron. Rebound, Janaea Cleveland. That is Janaea's fourth rebound of the night. Over to Taylor Roovers. Jensen with the ball. Gets it over to Roovers. Coach Brooks trying to direct traffic. And that's Chandler Cleveland, and that hits the side of the backboard. And I think Chandler thought she was fouled. But here is Hyam. Hyam into the paint. That ball is knocked away by Janaea into the hands of Gavin Herline. 20 seconds on the shot clock. Here's Hyam down in the lower right corner. As they get it to Herline. She drives in. And that has to be... Oh, they're going to call a foul, not a travel. Wow. They're going to call a foul on Casey Hansen. So Gavin Herline, first free throw is up and short. So Taylor Barta checks in for Chandler Cleveland. 7-3, Vermilion leads with 30 seconds to go. That free throw is no good. Rebound into the hands of Taylor Roovers. Will Vermilion play for the final shot? Roovers guarded by Herline. And Roovers is fouled out there by Herline. Now, you need to get to 5 to go shoot free throws, so this will just result in an inbound play. But that will be Herline's first personal, third team of the quarter. So 10 seconds to go. Out to Janaea Cleveland for three. That's going to be short. Kuiper with the rebound. Double dribbles with 2.8 seconds to go. So Vermilion will inbound from midcourt. With 2.8 seconds remaining, Vermilion 7. Lennox 3. Ryan Hansen checks in. Kuiper checks out. Inbounding the ball will be Taylor Barta. Barta, Jensen, Janaea Cleveland, Casey Hansen, and Taylor Roovers. Roovers. And they do not get a shot off. Checking back in will be Voss and Chandler Cleveland. So we're going to take a timeout at the quarter. 7-3, Vermilion leads here on Vermilion Streaming on YouTube.
Visit our sleep experts at the Yankton Slumberland. With over 50 mattresses to choose from, we carry every price, free financing options, and the most trusted brands in the nation like Stearns & Foster, Sealy, and Tempur-Pedic. Snoring or lower back pain tormenting you? Seek relief with an adjustable power base. Fall asleep faster and cooler with our sheets and pillow selection. With a 120-night sleep trial, you can't make a mistake. See us today at the Yankton Slumberland, 2401 Broadway.
Welcome back to Tanager Basketball, brought to you by First Dakota National Bank. My name is Michael Schumacher, alongside Jen Ashley. At the quarter, Vermilion leads 7-3. We're coming back into the second period here. 8 minutes ago, Vermilion being led in scoring by Chandler Cleveland with 4. Brooklyn Voss has 2, and Taylor Roovers has 1. For Lennox, they are being led by Andy Peters, who has their only points on 1 3-pointer. Coach Brooks looks a little frustrated. I think at this point in the season he was hoping for a little bit better performance. They almost looked a little nervous out there, and that's to be expected. Now that pass from Kuiper, trying to get it to Hyam, goes through her hands, out of bounds. So that is a turnover to Vermilion. 7:49 to go. 7-3, Vermilion leads. I see the boys basketball team down there in their white out, it looks like. I see Zone, I see Carter, I see Trey, Connor, all of them. All right, Janaea has the ball knocked back into her hands and then out of bounds. So 23 seconds in, 2 turnovers. Back into the hands of Lennox as they look to inbound the ball. They get it to Peters. Peters, guarded by Janaea, gets it across midcourt. Gets the ball over to Hansen. Hansen into the hands of Sturm. Sturm guarded by Taylor Roovers. And here's Hyam. And here's Hansen for 3, no good. Rebound to Kuiper. And they're going to call a foul on the ground, on the floor, by Brooklyn Voss. Yep, Brooklyn Voss with her first personal. So that foul is on the floor. 7-3. Vermilion leads with 7:14 to go here in the second quarter. Andy Peters to inbound the ball for Lennox. They try to get it into Kuiper, and that is going to be a jump ball, and that will go back over to Vermilion. That created by Brooklyn Voss. Sometimes throwing a ball down like that ends up in a technical. I think Kuiper is lucky they didn't call a technical there. I think if she does it again, though, they might. You saw a look from the official, but it's a region game. There's a lot at stake, a lot of pressure. You don't want to do something like that too early. So Jensen on the right-hand side gets it to Janaea. They get it down to Voss, just off the block. And that ball is stolen away by Peters, that pass. Pass ahead to Hyam. Hyam gets it over to Sturm. Sturm back to Hyam. Hyam down low to Kuiper. Out to Sturm. Sturm for 3, and that is good. Makes the score 7-6. 6:35 to go here in the second quarter. Vermilion has not hit a 3 yet. And that pass down to Voss. Voss puts it up, and she is fouled on the shot. And who will they call that on? That's going to be called on Hyam. That is Hyam's first personal. First team of the quarter. So 6:24 to go. Voss to the line to shoot 2. Voss on the season from the free throw line. Is now 0 for 1 tonight. Free throws have been a bugaboo all season for Vermilion. So here's Voss's second free throw. That is up, and that rolls out, and that is rebounded by Ryan Hansen. Score remains 7-6. Hyam with the ball, gets it down low to Kuiper. Out to Sturm. Sturm traveled, but no call. Double dribbled, no call. Oh, nope, there is a call. All right. So 7-6, Vermilion leads. 6:13 to go here in the second quarter. A lot of miscues, a lot of dropped passes, a lot of turnovers, double dribbles, travels. Just a lot of nerves, I think, right now. Both teams hoping to make it to the Sodak 16. Here's Janaea Cleveland. Over to Chandler. Chandler on the elbow to Taylor. Taylor drives in, tries to get it down to Brooke Jensen. And the official is going to say it's off of Brooke. Brooke does not agree. Looked like it was knocked out of bounds by Kuiper, but here's Hyam to inbound. Gets it into Ryan Hansen, who gets it over to Sturm. Sturm gets across midcourt. Over to Hyam at the top of the key. Hyam drives in, goes up with the left hand, up and in. Lennox has their first lead of the game. 8-7. Lennox leads. 5:38 to go. And here's Janaea Cleveland. Over to Chandler. Back to Janaea. Here's Roovers. Over to Brooklyn Voss. Brooke Jensen, short jumper, no good. Rebound, Janaea Cleveland. Cleveland up and in. Janaea with her first bucket of the night. Comes on that back of her 5th rebound, makes it 9-8. Vermilion back in the lead. 5:10 to go here in the second quarter. Here's Andy Peters. Over to Hansen. Sturm for three, and that is good. Sturm's second three-pointer. They've hit 3 three-pointers. Vermilion has yet to connect on a single three-pointer. That's the difference so far, 11-9. From the elbow, Chandler Cleveland. That is off, and that is rebounded by Ryan Hansen. 11-9, Vermilion trails with 4:36 to go here in the second quarter. Hyam kicks it out to Hansen. Hansen for three, and that is good. That's the fourth three-pointer for this Lennox Orioles team. So on the Midwest Ready Mix scoreboard, it's 14-9, 4:27 to go. This timeout brought to you by Murph's Appliance on Main Street in Vermilion.
Get the finest wood in the neighborhood. Down at the lumberyard. Down at the lumberyard.
But it's not just wood at the lumberyard. With a wide variety of quality building materials, the folks at the lumberyard can help you with all of your project needs. Whether it be paint, siding, cabinets, windows, or of course lumber, the lumberyard is ready to help. The best wood in the neighborhood at the lumberyard, 1000 West Cherry Street in Vermilion.
You ready to start a career with an exciting team? Thermobond is looking to add to our team of experts. We offer competitive wages, a positive work environment, and on-the-job training. Thermobond is headquartered in Elk Point, South Dakota, and for over 30 years we've been providing lightweight and precast solutions for multiple industries nationwide. Check us out and see if you'd like to start a new career with us today.
Welcome back to Tanager basketball. 4:23 to go. Vermilion trails 14-9. Biggest story is 4 three-pointers for Lennox, none for Vermilion. They have missed every single three-pointer they have attempted. Here's Hansen, and that pass is knocked out of bounds by Ryan Hansen. Vermilion doesn't seem to be anticipating the speed as well as you would hope. And they seem a little bit just tense, and I might just be nervous. A lot expected of them. Here's Brooke Jensen. Jensen, short jumper, up and in. See if that gets Brooke going tonight. That makes it 14-11. Vermilion trails, 3:53 to go here in the second quarter. Here's Peters with the ball, gets it across midcourt. Guarded by Janaea Cleveland. Here's Ryan Hansen. Hansen out to Sturm. Danny Hyam at the top of the key, drives in. Out to Peters. Good ball movement, and there's a travel by Ryan Hansen. That's a turnover. That's the stop you want. And that is the second time they've just kind of whipped the ball. I'm expecting the officials to say something at some point because usually that kind of behavior does get a call. So we'll see if they do call something here shortly. 3.5 minutes to go, 14-11. Vermilion trails this Lennox Orioles team. And we knew this was going to be a tough matchup. Here's Jensen. Gets it down to Chandler. Chandler up and good. Chandler with her third bucket of the night. That's an assist for Brooke Jensen. Makes it 14-13. 3:13 to go. Janaea Cleveland knocks the ball out of Andy Peters' hands. Danny Hyam brings the ball up. Drives in. Kicks out. And that is a three-pointer for Ryan Hansen. That's her second bucket of the night. Makes it 17-13, 2:54 to go. All right, here's Casey Hansen. Over to Janaea. And that's the problem. If that pass is not good from Brooke Jensen, but Jensen creates a travel by Ryan Hansen. And so that'll be a turnover back to Vermilion with 2:36 to go. Chandler Cleveland checks out. So it's Casey Hansen, Brooklyn Voss, Brooke Jensen, Janaea Cleveland, and Taylor Roovers. Janaea gets the ball into Casey Hansen. Out to Janaea. Janaea avoided a 5-second call there. Roovers drives in, kicks it out to Jensen. Jensen into the up and no good off the glass. And they're going to call an offensive foul, I believe, on Carly Kuiper. That will be Kuiper's first personal. First personal, second team. They put up number 11, but I believe it was number 12. Otherwise, that'd be Hyam's second. Voss from the free throw line, up and no good. Rebound. Carly Kuiper gets it over to Andy Peters, 17-13. Vermilion trails on the Midwest Ready Mix scoreboard. That shot off the back iron, rebound by Brooklyn Voss. Vermilion looking to cut into that lead. It's 17-13 in favor of Lennox. Down low to Jensen, just off the block. Kicks it out to Roovers. Roovers with that little floater up and, oh, no good. Vermilion is just cold tonight. That's going to be a jump ball. Checking in Carly Bosma for Andy Peters. And Gavin Herlin for Ryan Hansen. So it's Kuiper, Herlin, Peters, Gavin, Herlin, Bosma. And that ball is knocked out of bounds by Hansen. So again, Kuiper, Hyam. Oh, now checking in, back in real quick. Hansen and Peters. So Sturm, Hansen, Peters, Kuiper, and Hyam for Lennox. Sturm to inbound the ball. Gets it up top to Kuiper. Kuiper out front to Andy Peters. 1:39 to go here in the second quarter. Out to Hyam. Good ball movement. Here's Kuiper for a long three, and that is good. Not much you can do about that. That is 6 3-pointers for this Lennox team to none for Vermilion. They get it down low to Voss. Out to Hansen. Hansen for three. No good. Not even, didn't connect at all, but Janaea Cleveland is able to get the rebound. Jensen from the elbow. That is up and no good. Rebound Sturm. Sturm will drive in. Kicks it back out to Peters. The ball is almost stolen away by Voss. And that is left short by Hansen into the hands of Peters. Over to Sturm. Sturm for three. No good. Rebound Janaea Cleveland. That is her 7th rebound of the night. Here's Hansen at the top of the key. Short jumper up and no good. And that's going to be out of bounds off of Brooke Jensen. 20-13, Vermilion trails. Herlin checks in. Bosma checks in. Along with Hyam and Sturm and Kuiper out there for Vermilion. Kaylee Barta checks in for Casey Hansen. 37.9 seconds remaining on the Midwest Ready Mix scoreboard. Carly Bosma with the ball. 2-second difference between the shot clock and the game clock. Maybe 2.5 seconds. Here's Bosma, traveled a little bit. Gets it over to Sturm. Sturm over to Herlin. Over to Hyam. They're going to probably play for about as close to the last shot of the quarter as possible, or the half. So 13 seconds, 10 on the shot clock, sorry. And Hyam goes in, up at the right hand. They're going to call a foul. A foul on the shot. That's going to be on Brooklyn Voss. That is her 2nd personal. 2nd team. Hyam will go to the line to shoot 2. First free throw is no good. Hyam averages 54.3% from the line. 20-13, Vermilion trails with 7 seconds to go here in the second quarter. Next free throw is up and no good. That ball is out of bounds off of Lennox. 3.5 seconds to go. 20-13, Lennox leads Vermilion. Vermilion has one final shot to cut into that lead here in the first half. Roovers brings it up, 1. And floater up and, oh, no good. Bounces off the front iron. And that's the way the half will end. Vermilion 13, Lennox 20. We'll be back with our Carlson's Body Shop halftime show after these messages on Vermilion streaming on YouTube.
Todd's Electric, your full-service electrical contracting company. Todd's Electric services residential, commercial, agricultural, and industrial customers. From the simplest service call to the most complex design build project, Todd's Electric has the expertise to do it right. Call Todd's Electric for all your electrical needs. Todd's Electric, helping you control all things electric. except for lightning. Todd's Electric. Go Tanagers.
Last week, a guy walked into the UPS store in Vermilion. He did not notice the copiers, the printers, the mailboxes, the banners, the posters, not even the business and shipping supplies. It was like he had blinders on. Hi, this is Jay with the UPS store in Vermilion. Many people don't see everything we have to offer when they stop by the UPS store to ship their packages. They miss all the things we have, like printing, designing. We even offer notary services here at the UPS store, located on Cherry Street in Vermilion.
If you're looking for the perfect fit, Vermilion Vision Care Associates fits like the right pair of glasses. Vision Care Associates has its roots in family eye care, and the doctors are well known for being primary eye care providers. With the ability to treat and diagnose a variety of settings, Vermilion Vision Care Associates is the right fit for you. Plus, they can fit you into a new pair of glasses, sunglasses, or contacts that feel just right. With continuing education, see the best doctors at Vermilion Vision Care Associates. If you're looking for the perfect fit, Vermilion Vision Care Associates fits like the right pair of glasses. Vision Care Associates has its roots in family eye care, and the doctors are well known for being primary eye care providers. With the ability to treat and diagnose a variety of settings, Vermilion Vision Care Associates is the right fit for you. Plus, they can fit you into a new pair of glasses, sunglasses, or contacts that feel just right. With continuing education, see the best doctors at Vermilion Vision Care Associates.
Welcome back to Tanager basketball at the half. Lennox leads Vermilion 20-13. This is the Carlson's Body Shop halftime show. And that score update brought to you by Midwest Ready Mix. Midwest Ready Mix for all of your concrete needs. Well, in that first half, Vermilion was led in scoring by Chandler Cleveland with 6. Brooke Jensen, Brooklyn Voss, and Janaea Cleveland each had 2. And Taylor Roovers with 1. For Lennox, they're led in scoring by Tegan Sturm and Ryan Hansen, both with 6. 3 points for Andy Peters and Carly Kuiper, and then 2 for Danny Hyam. The big storylines, there's a few of them. 3-pointers. Vermilion has none, and Lennox has 6. Lennox is not getting to the inside. They're not scoring on the inside. It's all from the outside. So that is 2 sides to the same coin. Vermilion has to feel like, okay, do they cool down after half? Is it possible that they're not able to make those and that we're able to come back and do their thing? And maybe Vermilion heats up from the outside? Or is this going to be an all-night thing and something that you have to overcome and adapt? We will see. The other storyline is Vermilion 1 for 3 from the free throw line. So they can need to try to hit a few of those, or 1 for 4, sorry. Need to hit a few of those. If they were 3 for 4, all of a sudden it's 20-15, not a difference. They're missing some inside shots, but mainly missing those outside shots. Brooke Jensen is not warmed up at all. I mean, and it's not just one player. They are off quite a bit, all of them tonight, and it just feels like it has to be nerves. Like they're feeling the weight of this game on them, this chance to go to the Sodak 16, and then a chance to go to state. So we'll see if Coach Brooks can get them settled down. We're going to continue with our Carlson's Body Shop halftime show after these messages on Vermilion streaming on YouTube. When we come back, our look around the state brought to you by the Vermilion Medical Clinic. But right now, 20-13 at the half on the Midwest Ready Mix scoreboard. Vermilion trails Lennox 20-13.
Federal Credit Union, we believe in giving back to the community that supports us. That's why our employees make it a priority to volunteer their time and talents to make a difference. Whether it's improving local causes, fighting hunger, or supporting our local zoo, our team is dedicated to making a positive impact in the lives of those around us. We're more than just a financial institution. We're a part of the community, working together to make it a better place for everyone. Your community, your credit union. Voyage Federal Credit Union.
Your invitation to thrive in Yankton, South Dakota. Nestled on the bluffs of the Missouri River, plenty of outdoor adventures are waiting. Whether you work remote or in a traditional office, we have a spot for you. Quality health care, diverse manufacturing, progressive school system, Mount Marty University, and so much more. Explore with family and friends. Let's thrive together.
want somebody to come into your home and fix everything right the first time, look professional, act professional, treat you with respect, you got to call Kaylin's. When they come in, I feel that they want to be there. I feel that they want to help me.
You know, they put on the little booties over their shoes. They had canvas from the garage door all the way down to walk on. They left the furnace room in the basement probably cleaner than it was when they came in.
They just do customer service very well. I would recommend Kaylin's to anyone.
A game without a crowd is just a scrimmage. A performance without an audience is just a rehearsal. Without your presence, high school sports and the performing arts aren't possible. Ensure that these essential extracurricular activities continue to enrich the lives of students in South Dakota. Purchase a ticket to your local high school's game or performance.
This message presented by the SDHSAA.
Welcome back to Tanager Basketball, brought to you by First Dakota National Bank. I'm Michael Schumacher alongside Jen Ashley. At the half, Vermilion trails 20-13 on the Midwest Ready Mix scoreboard. Let's take a look around the state, brought to you by the Vermilion Medical Clinic. So much care, so close to home. In Class A girls, Hill City leads St. Thomas More 21-15 with 1 minute to go in the first half. Mobridge Pollock defeated Crow Creek 56-39. Miller defeated McLaughlin 43-35. Red Cloud leads Lakota Tech 23-12 after one quarter. Parkston leads Hanson 19-17 at the half. Sioux Falls Christian leads West Central 35-21 at the half. T Area over EPJ 39-29 at the half. Belle Fourche leads Rapid City Christian 27-17 after one quarter. Flandreau at the half over Sioux Valley 18-14, closer than expected. Florence Henry taking it to Hamlin 31-15 at the half. Mount Vernon Plankinton up 10 on Wagner at the half. Winner over Todd County 40-14 at the half, and at the half Garrettson leads Tri-Valley 18-17. Also at halftime, Sisseton leads Millbank 37-16. And finally at the half, Aberdeen Roncalli 27, Groton Area 23. In Class B action, again, all of these are regional semifinals to go to the Sodak 16. Warner leads Britton Hecla 39-22 at the half. Arlington leads defeats Iroquois Lake Preston 64-32. Centerville escapes Viborg Hurley. They defeat them 43-35. Ethan defeats Chester Area 70-53. Trip Delmont Armor defeats Wessington Springs 54-49. With 4 minutes to go in the game, Harriet Selby Area leads Highmore Herald 41-32. Northwestern over Leola Frederick Area 25-17 with 1 minute to go in the first half. Lyman over Potter County 39-19 at the half. Lemon leads Faith 28-21 at the half. Kadoka Area over White River 24-16, 3 minutes to go in the second. Harding County over Timber Lake 22-13 with 4 minutes to go in the second. And Central Dakota Christian over Avon 10-9 with 4 minutes to go in the first. And no score update for the rest of Class B. That is our look around the state, brought to you by the Vermilion Medical Clinic. So much care, so close to home. This has been the Carlson's Body Shop halftime show. When we come back, we'll be back with the second half after these messages from our Vermilion sportscasters on Vermilion Streaming on YouTube.
Wanting a specialist without leaving town? We've got you covered. Our clinic offers specialists for the health and wellness of your family. From pediatricians to OBGYNs, plus primary care. You can find it all at Vermilion Medical Clinic. So much care, so close to home.
Safe means you're sort of protecting yourself. My mom and dad told me how to be safe. It's like super duper important. Hold a grown-up's hands. Put a helmet on because you might hurt your head super duper bad.
Protect their future by protecting yours with your local State Farm agent, Dick Sunday.
Welcome back to Tanager Basketball, brought to you by First Dakota National Bank, where as we start the second half, Vermilion trails 20-13. They will start with possession as they inbound the ball here. Same starting five for both teams. Here's Voss down to Roovers. Into Jensen. Jensen with the short jumper. Up and no good. Rebound into the hands of Ryan Hansen. That's been the story of the night. Just shooting woes. I didn't see the percentage, but it can't be good for Vermilion. Here's Sturm into the paint. Turn around. Jumper up. No good. Rebound Chandler Cleveland. All right, so there's the stop we need. Now we just need a score. Roovers over to Voss. Voss gets it back to Janaea Cleveland. Here's Roovers in the paint, turns around, gets it back to Janaea. Chandler over to Jensen, 9 seconds, short jumper for Jensen, and that's going to count. And the foul from the elbow. Jensen makes the shot. Foul is called on. Andy Peters, first personal, first team, but Jensen will go to the line to shoot the old-fashioned three-point play. And no good. So 20-15, 1 minute gone here in the third quarter. Here's Hyam, gives it over to Sturm. Kuiper picked up by Jensen. Here's Sturm picked up by Roovers. Peters goes in, unable to connect. Rebound to Janaea Cleveland. And the Lennox fans thought there was a foul. There was a lot of contact. I'm not sure if there was a foul, but I'm sure if it was Vermilion, I'd assume there was. I'm not above admitting that. Roovers goes in, gets it out to Jensen. Jensen up with the jumper, up and in. Is Brooke Jensen going to be warming up here? 20-17 now, Vermilion. Trails. Vermilion trails, but only 20-17. 6:09 to go here in the third quarter. Brooke Jensen with 2 baskets here in the third quarter. Sturm drives in, gets it over to Kuiper. Kuiper, short jumper, up and in. That stems the tide. 22-17, 5:55 to go. Voss gets it over to Janaea, down to Jensen. Down to Chandler, up with the left hand, up and in. Chandler with 8 points. Here's Sturm, guarded by Taylor Roovers. .5:32 to go. Vermilion trails by 3. Hyam on the right-hand side. Over to Hansen. Hansen picked up by Voss. They get it into Peters. Peters is guarded by Janaea Cleveland. Hyam with the spin move. Up with the right hand. No good. Block by Brooklyn Voss. Roovers brings it back up. Vermilion looking to cut it to 1 or tie it. Or in the odd situation of a 4-point play on a 3-pointer, you know. Here's Voss down on the baseline, gets it out to Roovers. Roovers for 3. Oh, off the back iron, but gets her own rebound. Floater up and good. Taylor Roovers with her first bucket from the field. Makes it 22-21. Lennox with 4:42 to go here in the third quarter. Vermilion has cut that 7-point lead down to 1. Steal by Brooke Jensen. Sturm back to defend. Jensen up and in, and the +1. Foul on Sturm, created by Brooke Jensen. Jensen now has 8 points. Sturm with her second personal, and Jensen goes to the line to shoot the and one. She missed her first, and that free throw is up and good. Vermilion is now up 24-22. Here's Kuiper, gets the ball to Sturm. Sturm, full court, gets it over to Andy Peters. Peters to Hyam. 24-22. Vermilion has outscored Lennox 11-2 in this quarter. And Voss on the 3-point miss by Peters with the rebound. Here's Janaea Cleveland. Halfway through this third quarter, Vermilion has scored 11-2 for Lennox. Jensen, turnaround, tries to get down to Voss. That pass is stolen away by Ryan Hansen. Hansen down the left-hand side, drives in. She's met there, she's on the block, tries to turn around, gets it out to Kuiper, though. Hyam at the top of the key. 25 seconds on the shot clock. Hansen traveled. And they're going to call a 30-second timeout by Lennox. We'll take a quick timeout as well. 24-22 Vermilion leads on the Midwest Ready Mix scoreboard. We'll be back after these messages on Vermilion, streaming on YouTube.
Ready Mix and Equipment is your locally owned and operated ready mix company. The Oshkosh front discharge mixers allow for easy placement of concrete, and with the 6-wheel drive and low-range transfer case, they're nearly unstoppable. More of a do-it-yourself fan? Midwest Ready Mix and Equipment is teaming up with Clark's Rentals in Yankton, bringing you a wide range of hand tools, mini excavators, skid steers, aerial lift equipment, and more to get the job done. Choose Midwest Ready Mix and Equipment for all your concrete needs, and Clark's Rentals, your rental equipment headquarters.
Welcome back to Vermilion Tanagers basketball, brought to you by First Dakota National Bank. Just over halfway through this third quarter, Vermilion has outscored Lennox 11-2. A big stat I just saw, Vermilion is 0 for 10 from the three-point line. So they haven't shot one this half yet. They've been working on the inside game. Lennox coming out of that timeout. Hyam will inbound the ball. Gets it into Sturm. 3:43 on the Midwest Ready Mix scoreboard. Here's Hyam, picked up by Hansen. Out to Kuiper for three, and that is good. Carly Kuiper. That's the 7th three-pointer hit by Lennox. Here's Janaea Cleveland. Over to Voss, or Roovers, sorry. Jensen for three. Oh, that is short. And Hansen gets the rebound, though. Chandler Cleveland misses, but a rebound to Hansen. And she is fouled on the shot, I believe. And that's going to be on Hyam. That'll be Hyam's second. Team's third. Hansen will go to the line to shoot two. First free throw. No arch on that one. So checking in right now was Carly Bosma for Ryan Hansen. So it's Bosma, Peters, Sturm, Kuiper, and Hyam. Casey Hansen shooting her second free throw off the back iron. 2 for 8 for Vermilion from the free throw line tonight. 25-24, Lennox with the lead. 2:58 to go here in the third quarter. Carly Bosma with the ball, gets it over to Sturm. Sturm drives the paint, wide open, and she is, I think they're going to call a foul on Janaea Cleveland. That'll be Janaea's first personal. Sturm will go to the line to shoot two. That's Janaea's first personal. Team first for the quarter. Sturm at the line to shoot two. First free throw is up and good. Back to a 2-point lead for Lennox. Peters comes out. Gavin Herlin comes in. Sturm, second free throw, up and good. Makes it 27-24, 2:48 to go. There's Jensen on the elbow. Gets it over to Hansen. And that pass is stolen away by Bosma. Here's Sturm into the paint. And they're going to call a foul on the floor. That'll be Casey Hansen's second personal. Second team. 2:27 to go here in the third quarter on the Midwest Ready Mix scoreboard. Vermilion trails Lennox 27-24. They inbound the ball to Hyam. They kick it out to Bosma. Bosma drives in, floater up and no good. Rebound into the hands of Brooke Jensen, who gets it over to Roovers. Roovers drives in, kicks it over to Hansen. Janaea Cleveland at the top of the key. 25 seconds on the shot clock. And they try to get it down low to Chandler, but the pass is wild. That's the second or third time that Casey has kind of thrown a little bit of a wild pass. So here's Lennox inbounding the ball. Here's Bosma. And Herlin with the drive, and Casey Hansen is going to pick up her third personal. And Herlin will go to the line to shoot 2. And the first free throw from Herlin is no good. Second free throw is an air ball, no good. Herlin is 0 for 3 from the line. 2 of 7 is Lennox, so they're not doing much better from the free throw line tonight. Here's Janaea Cleveland, gets the ball to Jensen. Jensen gets it down to Chandler on the elbow, out to Janaea. Back over to Roovers. Roovers for 3, off the back iron. Rebound Carly Kuiper. Vermilion trails 27-24, a minute and a half to go. And Taylor Roovers with a block. And a blocking foul called on Lennox. And that's on Herlin. That's her second personal. Third team, minute 26 to go here in the third quarter. 27-24, Lennox leads. Janaea Cleveland with the ball, gets it over to Roovers. Back to Janaea. Voss trying to post up on Hyam. It's over to Jensen. Down low to Voss. Chandler, short jumper, up and good. Up and good for Chandler Cleveland. Gives her 10 points on the night, makes it 27-26, 1 minute to go. Sturm over to Bosma. Over to Peters. And they're going to call a foul on Brooklyn Voss. Did kind of look like Peters was pushing off, but I understand how it looked. So that's going to be on Brooklyn Voss, her third personal, fourth team. So Hansen checks in for Voss. Voss checks out. 53.3 seconds. Lennox to inbound the ball. They get it into Sturm. Sturm over to Peters. Peters on the baseline. Kicks it out to Kuiper. Kuiper over to Bosma. Back over to Sturm. Sturm drives in. Has the ball knocked away. And that is knocked away by Roovers. Into the hands of Bosma. Into the hands of Kuiper. Oh, just frenetic. And Kuiper is going to be fouled by Brooke Jensen. That'll be Jensen's first personal. So Kuiper will go to the line to shoot 2. 33.3 seconds remaining. Lennox with a 1-point lead. And it's still a 1-point lead as Kuiper misses the first free throw. Checking in is Ryan Hansen, checking out Danny Hyam. Again, shot clock will be off if Vermilion is able to get the rebound. Second free throw from Kuiper is up and in. So it's a 2-point lead for Lennox, 28-26. Vermilion will play for the final shot here in the third quarter. Again, Vermilion up, down 28-26. They were down 7 coming into this quarter. So Vermilion did cut into that deficit. Took a brief lead there for a little bit. Roovers with the ball. 14 seconds on the shot clock. Guarded by Peters. Here's Janaea Cleveland picked up by Sturm. Here's Roovers. 7 seconds. Chandler Cleveland out to Hansen. Hansen for 3. And that is good! Casey Hansen for 3. And that is the end of the third quarter. Vermilion. Did they give her 3? Yes, they did give her 3. So 28-20. Yes, okay. 29-28. Vermilion leads at the end of the third quarter on the Midwest Ready Mix scoreboard. We'll be right back after these messages from our Vermilion sportscasters.
Blaine Olson, owner of Blaine's Body Shop in Vermilion. I grew up here, graduated here, and now have a business here. I'm proud to serve the community that has helped me live this dream. I have top-notch equipment, the latest in training, along with the work ethic and the desire to serve you. Should you need repairs in the future, please remember Blaine's Body Shop across from Polaris on the Highway 50 bypass in Vermilion.
Blaine's Body Shop. Automotive collision repair.
Now online at blainesbodyshop.com.
Welcome back to the Birdcage in Vermilion on the campus of Vermilion High School. I'm Michael Schumacher alongside Jen Ashley. Woo! After 3 quarters of play. What a time to hit the first 3-pointer of the night for the Tanagers. They're 1 of 13, but they hit that one. Casey Hansen hit it at the end of the 3rd quarter to take a 29-28 lead. Vermilion outscored Lennox 16-8 in that quarter to take a 1-point lead after heading into the quarter with a 7-point deficit. So everything comes down. The season comes down to these 8 minutes. 8 minutes here in the 4th quarter on the Midwest Ready Mix scoreboard, 29-28. Lennox does start with the ball. Tegan Sturm, over to Hyam. Andy Peters thought about the 3. It's over to Hansen. She'll drive the baseline. Up and in for Ryan Hansen. Makes it 30-29. Lennox leads with 7:40 to go. Janaea Cleveland over to Roovers. Roovers thought about the 3. It's over to Janaea. Janaea for 3. That's going to be short into the hands of Voss. Out to Jensen. Jensen for 3. No good. Rebound Janaea, and Janaea is fouled. Carly Kuiper with the foul. That is her 2nd personal. Obviously first team. Janaea, first free throw is up and good. Janaea Cleveland with 3 points on the night. Ties it up. 7:15 to go. 30 all. Second free throw up and good. Janaea was working on those free throws when they came back after a halftime, warming up. Here's the inbound pass. They get it to Kuiper. Kuiper into Hyam. Hyam brings it across midcourt. Guarded there by Chandler Cleveland. She drives in. Kicks it into Peters. That should have probably been a travel, but Hansen lost control. There gets it over to Sturm. Sturm guarded by Roovers. Sturm picked up her dribble, looking for help. Gets it to Hyam. Down low to Kuiper. That ball is knocked out of bounds off of Lennox. That'll go to Vermilion. So Vermilion leads 31-30. So Janaea Cleveland checks out. Casey Hansen checks in. So it's Hansen, Roovers, Chandler Cleveland, Brooklyn Voss, and Brooke Jensen. And I just have to tell you, where we sit is on the side of the opponent's fans. And there's a real Karen over here. There's a real Karen just complaining about everything. She went and complained, I think, to the AD of Lennox, stormed down there, and she's practically entertaining in and of herself. 31-30, Vermilion leads. 6:16 to go. Jump ball, and that will go to Vermilion. I think she's complaining about the Vermilion fans, and she's, just has issues. So 6:14 to go, 31-30. They get it down to Jensen. Jensen cross-court pass. There's too much speed out there. Danny Hyam drives in, up with the left hand, up and in. There's just too much speed for a cross-court pass against this team. Too much length, too much quickness. 5:56 to go, 31-32. Jensen thought about the 3. Roovers out to Chandler. Chandler for 3. That is good! Chandler Cleveland with her first 3-pointer of the night, and there's a timeout taken. We'll take one as well. 5:44 to go on the Midwest Ready Mix scoreboard. This timeout brought to you by Murph's Appliance on Main Street in Vermilion. We'll be back after these messages from our Vermilion sportscasters.
Need a new set of tires? Look to Carlson's Body Shop in Beersford. How about some accessories like WeatherTech floor mats, Access roll-up truck covers, bed liners, remote car starters, and thousands of other products. Hey, you can look at everything at your convenience online too at carlsonsbodyshop.com. No wonder the song says,
Bring it down to Carlson's Body Shop, your complete car care center.
Welcome back to Tanager Basketball, brought to you by First Dakota National Bank on Vermilion, streaming on YouTube. I'm Michael Schumacher alongside Jen Ashley. Here's the stat for you. First, on the Midwest Ready Mix scoreboard, Vermilion leads 34-32 with 5:44 to go. From three-point land, Vermilion is 2 of 16. Lennox is 7 of 14. They are hitting 50% of their three-pointers. So Janaea Cleveland unable to check in. So right now it's Chandler Cleveland, Taylor Roovers, Brooklyn Voss, Casey Hansen, and Brooke Jensen. For Lennox, it's Hyam, Kuiper, Sturm, Peters, and Hansen, original starting 5. So here comes Peters, 5:38 to go on the Midwest Ready Mix scoreboard, 34-32. That timeout was brought to you by Murph's Appliance on Main Street in Vermilion, locally owned and operated for over 20 years. Here's Peters, out to Kuiper. Kuiper for 3, no good! And that rebound goes to Roovers. Sorry if I sounded shocked, but when you're hitting 50%, I was expecting it to hit nothing but net. Sorry. All right, here's Jensen on the right-hand side. Over to Voss. Voss loses control of the pass. And Hyam brings it down over to Peters. 5 minutes to go here in the fourth quarter. Sturm back to Peters. Peters picked up by Voss. Over to Hyam. Hyam drives in, spin move. Goes up, and they're going to call a foul, and Coach Brooks is like, how is that not a travel? The number of steps she took, and they're going to call that on Brooke Jensen. That'll be her second personal. Team's first of the quarter. Hyam will go to the line to shoot 2. That definitely was a travel on Hyam. I'm sorry. First free throw is up and good. Hyam's second free throw is up and no good. Rebound into the hands of Casey Hansen. So Vermilion still leads 34-33, 4:49 to go here in the fourth quarter. Hansen with the ball, gets it over to Chandler. Back to Casey. Casey down to Voss. Chandler short jumper, no good. Rebound into the hands of Kuiper, and that's going to be a jump. They're going to call a foul. They're calling a foul on Brooklyn Voss. Come on. That is horse hockey. I'm sorry. So Brooklyn Voss, it should have been a jump ball. 4:35, Vermilion leads 34-33. And that's a timeout called by Coach Quayle of Lennox, a 30-second timeout. We're just going to keep it right here. 4:35 to go on the Midwest Ready Mix scoreboard. This timeout brought to you by Murph's Appliance on Main Street in Vermilion. For over 20 years, serving their clients and appliance needs in the Vermilion area. Locally owned and locally operated. Murph's Appliance. Again, on the Midwest Ready Mix scoreboard, 4:35 to go. Vermilion leads 34-33. And this is Tanager basketball, brought to you by First Dakota National Bank, serving their customers for over 150 years. Well, it's all coming down to this. 4.5 minutes of a season, potentially. Or you get another game. It's win or go home, and Lennox is come to play tonight. They are 7 of 15 from the three-point line. Hyam to inbound the ball, gets it into Kuiper. Kuiper gets it into Sturm. Sturm gets it across midcourt. 4:26 to go. Picks up her dribble, gets it into Peters. 4:23, 22 seconds on the shot clock. Here is Bosma over to Hyam. Hyam gets the ball out to Sturm. Back to Bosma. Down low to Kuiper. Kuiper up, and they're going to call a foul on the shot, so that'll be on Jensen, I'm assuming. Yep, that is Brooks' third personal. Third team foul, and Carly Kuiper will go to the line to shoot 2. 4:09 to go. First free throw is up and good. That ties it up. Second free throw is also good. Lennox is back in the lead. 4:09 to go. 35-34. Lennox with the lead. Casey Hansen with the ball. Chandler Cleveland at the free throw line, gets it over to Janaea. Out to Roovers. Roovers drives in, kicks it out to Janaea. Janaea's just skittish about taking that three-pointer. Roovers out to Hansen. Hansen Drives in over to Janea. 15 seconds on the shot clock. There's Janea's three, and that is good! Janea Cleveland gives Vermilion a 2-point lead on her first three-pointer of the night. 37-35, 3:33 to go. Sturm with the ball. Over to Peters. Peters for three. No good. Rebound into the hands of Roovers. Roovers will bring it up. 3:24 to go. Vermilion with a 2-point lead. Gets it down to Chandler Cleveland. Over to Janea. Roovers with the ball, guarded by Peters. Hansen gets it down low to Jensen. Jensen back out to Chandler. Hansen, good ball movement. Chandler for three, and that is good! That is good! Chandler Cleveland for three gives Vermilion a 5-point lead. Chandler Cleveland has 16 points on the night. Andy Peters gets it out to Hyam. Sturm for three. No! In and out! No good! Rebound Taylor Roovers. Her 7th rebound of the night. Calming down. Coach Peters, I think he's talking to me. Calming us down. That's Casey Hansen on the left-hand side. Oh, back to Hansen. Hansen for three. Nope, that's... Oh, no, I thought that was going to be in. Kuiper with the rebound. 2.5 minutes to go. Sturm with the ball, guarded by Roovers. Kicks it back out to Kuiper. Back to Hyam. 2:24 to go. Vermilion leads 40-35 on the Midwest Ready Mix scoreboard. Hyam up. Oh, come on. Coach Brooks is like, what are you talking about? That is horse crap. That's Chandler Cleveland's first personal. Hyam goes to the line to shoot two. That is a ridiculous call. I'm sorry, but that was just worthless. Hyam, first free throw is up and good. Do you see our Karen over here? Watch her. She's complaining everything about the student section. 2:19 to go. Second free throw up and good for Hyam. 40-37. Vermilion with a 3-point lead. She looks like a Disney villain. Here's Chandler for three. Yes! 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 Chandler Cleveland with three. Vermilion is up 6 with 2:03 to go. There's a timeout, but we are not going anywhere. This timeout is brought to you by Murph's Appliance on Main Street in Vermilion. Whoa, for 20 years, serving their customers, locally owned and locally operated. 43-37, 2:03 to go on the Midwest Ready Mix scoreboard. And oh my gosh, Chandler has picked a fine time to start hitting threes. Janea hit a three. It's a 6-point lead with 2 minutes to go for Vermilion. After being 0 of their first 10. 0 for 10 from three at half. Vermilion has really started to pick up the three-pointers. They're now 5 of 20, so they're hitting 50% this half from the three-point line. Whereas Lennox has missed their last 3. They were 7 of 14. So 2:03 to go on the Midwest Ready Mix scoreboard. 43-37. I'm Michael Schumacher alongside Jen Ashley. This is Tanager Basketball brought to you by First Dakota National Bank. Oh my goodness, we've got a great one here. Danny Hyam to inbound the ball. Hyam guarded by Chandler Cleveland. Gets it into Carly Kuiper, who's picked up by Brooke Jensen. Kuiper down the right-hand side. You can tell she's not totally comfortable dribbling. And that pass to Hyam, stolen away by Chandler Cleveland. And that just calming down. Roovers with the ball. Minute 48 to go. 43-37. Vermilion leads. Just run the offense. See what happens. Don't press anything. And here's Roovers. A minute 38 to go on the Midwest Ready Mix scoreboard. Vermilion up by 6. Roovers guarded by Kuiper. I don't know where the advantage is in that matchup. It's 6-3 versus 5-3. And Roovers in to Voss. Voss short jumper, no good. Rebound by Kuiper. Minute 20 to go. Sturm brings the ball up. Guarded by Janea Cleveland. Kicks it out to Kuiper. Kuiper for three. No good. Rebound Janea Cleveland. Rebound Janea. Janea's 10th rebound of the night. And Roovers is fouled by Andy Peters. Roovers is fouled by Andy Peters. That'll be Peters' second personal, second team. Hansen checks in for Voss. Minute 4 to go. Vermilion leads 43-37. That foul is only the second team, so they will inbound the ball. Jensen on the baseline. No, Hansen now on the baseline. It's Jensen, Hansen, Roovers, Chandler Cleveland, and Janaea Cleveland. Here's the ball out front to Roovers. Roovers picked up by Sturm. And they're going to call a foul on Sturm. That'll be Sturm's third and third team foul. 59.4 seconds to go. Vermilion leads 43-37. Fresh 35-second shot clock. They get the ball into Roovers. Roovers picked up there by Sturm. Drives in. Oh, no, the pass to Jensen couldn't handle it. Into Peters. Peters picked up there. Timeout by Coach Quayle. And that's a 30-second timeout. So we're just going to keep it here. I'm not going to send you to commercial. I don't want to miss anything. So we're going to reset for you. 49.4 seconds to go. Vermilion 43. Lennox 37. Foul trouble. Brooklyn Voss has 4. Brooke Jensen has 3, and Casey Hansen has 3. Tegan Sturm has 3 for Lennox. 7 of 18 from three-point land from Lennox for 39%. 5 of 20 for Vermilion. Vermilion's really picking up. Leading scorer for Vermilion is Chandler Cleveland with 19. She also has 1 assist and 2 rebounds. Janaea Cleveland, 7 points and 11 rebounds and 2 assists. Leading scorer for Lennox is Carly Kuiper with 11, followed by Tegan Sturm and Ryan Hansen, both with 8. So again, 49.4 seconds to go. Lennox calls the timeout, brought to you by Murph's Appliance on Main Street in Vermilion. 20 years locally owned and locally operated. Vermilion breaks the huddle, and we will see how the season turns out. Does it end tonight or does it continue? Danny Hyam to inbound the ball, gets it into Sturm. Sturm gets it off to Peters. Peters over to Hyam at the top of the key. Here's Kuiper for 3, no good, but rebound by Carly Bosma. Bosma, with her first points of the night, makes it a 43-39 game. And did they just call a foul? That's Andy Peters' third personal, 4th team foul. 35.8 seconds to go. Coming in, Ashley Sweeter checking in for the first time tonight for Lennox. Checking in for Carly Kuiper, I believe. So it's Sweeter, yes, Sweeter, Bosma, and they get the ball into Taylor Roovers. Roovers picked up there, and she's going to be fouled by Hyam, I believe. That'll be Hyam's third personal. 33 seconds to go. And so, so it was on Danny Hyam. So Taylor Roovers is going to go to the line to shoot 2. Vermilion is up 43-39 with 33 seconds remaining. Both teams will be shooting in the bonus from now on, as the next foul for Vermilion will be their 5th. So Taylor Roovers goes to the line to shoot 2. First free throw is up and good. Up and good. All right, that's a 5-point lead for Vermilion. Brooklyn Voss checks in. Casey Hansen checks out. Roovers has another one to go. On the court, Chandler Cleveland, Janaea Cleveland, Brooke Jensen, Brooklyn Voss, and Taylor Roovers. Bosma, Peters, Sturm, Hyam, and Kuiper for Lennox. And Janaea Cleveland with her 12th rebound of the night. Gets it to Roovers, who is fouled by Peters again. And that is Peters' 4th. And Roovers will go to the line to shoot 2. Vermilion is up 5. If she can hit both of these with 29.4 seconds, it becomes a 3-possession game. First free throw rolls in. Makes it 45-39. 6-point lead, 29.4 seconds remaining. Roovers all alone on the line. Lennox there to rebound. Her teammates all behind her. Second free throw is up and good. That is a 3-possession game now. Sturm pushes it up, 27, 26, 25. Sturm drives in, kicks it back out. No one to give it to. No one to give it to. Timeout. And that is Lennox's final timeout with 19.6 seconds remaining. We're going to keep it right here. (46-9). 46-39, 19.6 seconds remaining. Lennox just called their final timeout. Now, at one point, it was 7 of 14 from three-point land. It was now 7 of 19. So they have been 0 for 5 for their last few three-point shots, whereas Vermilion's been picking up theirs. Chandler Cleveland with 12 rebounds leading the way for Vermilion. Carly Kuiper with 11 points and 9 rebounds for Lennox. So she's been leading the way, hitting her free throws as well. She's been 3 or 4 from the line. So 46 to 39. It's a 3-possession game. Vermilion just needs to settle down. Coach Brooks is just telling them, be calm. So Andy Peters will inbound the ball. It's also Carly Bosma, Danny Hyam, and Carly Kuiper out there. Oh, and Tegan Sturm. There's a three-pointer for Andy Peters. Andy Peters hits the three. That makes it interesting. And I think Lennox wanted a foul. She did hit the ground. I didn't see what happened, but there's a foul on Lennox as they're looking to stop the clock. 12.2 seconds remaining. 46 to 42. It's Roovers at the line again as it's Sturm called for her 4th personal. So Roovers at the line. First free throw makes it a 5-point lead. So her teammates all behind her. Roovers' second free throw is up and off the back iron. So 12.2 seconds. Sturm with the ball, guarded by Janaea Cleveland. 8-6. Kuiper for a long three. Oh, no good. And that is out of bounds off of Lennox. So that should do it. 47-42. Chandler Cleveland inbounds the ball, and that will do it. Vermilion will move on to the Sodak 16. A valiant effort by this Lennox Orioles team. They do graduate a lot of talent in Danny Hyam and Carly Kuiper, but they bring back a lot with 8th grader Tegan Sturm. Gavin Hurling is a junior. Ryan Hansen is a junior. Andy Peters is a sophomore. Carly Bosma is a freshman. So a lot of returning talent next year for this Lennox Orioles team. But Vermilion was able to come through in the end and extend that season. 47-42 on the Midwest Ready Mix scoreboard. Vermilion wins. We'll be back with our First Dakota National Bank postgame show after these messages on Vermilion streaming on YouTube.
Clay County Abstract and Title Company has a complex job that boils down to something very simple: helping you purchase your dream with confidence. When investing in a new home, a new site for your business, or piece of property, you want peace of mind that the property is truly yours. Clay County Abstract and Title Company has been doing just that since 1946. Clay County Abstract and Title Company, proud supporters of Vermilion activities and proud to be a part of your dreams come true.
Whether you're in the market to purchase a new home for your family, you want to sell your existing home, or you're a student looking to rent an apartment, Dakota Realty and Property Management can fit your needs. Being locally owned and with over 150 years of combined experience, they are the experts at helping you find your new home. Go to Dakota Realty and Property Management because they like what they do. Dakota Realty is a proud supporter of Vermilion Athletics. Dakota Realty and Property Management, located at 125 East Cherry Street, Vermilion.
The first bank in South Dakota was the easy part, earning the confidence of local farmers, helping families account for their dreams, and securing the future for countless businesses took us a little longer. We owe it to the hard workers, big dreamers, and forward thinkers out there. Thank you for making South Dakota a great place to call home.
Digital Solutions started small, but now we're growing as FDS provides live streaming coverage for over 20 schools across 3 different states on our Fuller Digital Solutions YouTube channel. Subscribe to get notified when we go live for your school events. Big events are captured live, and your business can get noticed with advertising during our live streams. Local talent and camera operators are encouraged to contact us too. For future employment, no experience necessary, we will train. For information about advertising or working with Fuller Digital Solutions, email us and follow us on Facebook.
Interior technicians.
I'm ready for my big role, Jerry.
What do you mean?
You said I'd be in your next 30 commercials.
No. I said Intech has over 30 years of commercial cleaning experience. You know, like offices, so they can ensure happy visitors and a healthy workforce.
So the shoot's in an office? I can make that work.
Oh my goodness. When you need it clean, call the Intech team. Interior technicians.
I'm ready for my big role, Jerry.
What do you mean?
You said I'd be in your next 30 commercials.
No. I said Intech has over 30 years of commercial cleaning experience. You know, like offices, so they can ensure happy visitors and a healthy workforce.
So the shoot's in an office? I can make that work.
Oh my goodness. When you need it clean, call the Intech team.
Welcome back to the Birdcage on the campus of Vermilion High School in Vermilion, South Dakota, where the Vermilion Tanagers have just defeated the Lennox Orioles 47-42 in a great matchup. After the first quarter, Vermilion led 7-3. Lennox had a great second quarter and led at half 20-13. Vermilion was able to come back in the third quarter, lead to 29-28. That was when they hit their first three-pointer at the buzzer. Casey Hansen hit the first three-pointer to make them 1 for, I believe, 13 at the time. And then in this fourth quarter, Vermilion was able to finally extend that just a little bit, 47-42. In the first half, they had no three-pointers. In the second half, they did hit 5. Now, Lennox, as we talked about, they had 6 in the first half, and then only hit 1 in the. Oh, nope, they hit 2 in the second because they hit a three-pointer there at the end. Andy Peters did. To pull it into 47-42, 45-42 at the time. Or 46-42, sorry. So Vermilion was led in scoring by Chandler Cleveland with 19 points. Followed by Brooke Jensen with 9, Janaea Cleveland with 7, Taylor Roovers with 7, 5 of which came from the free throw line. Casey Hansen with 3, and Brooklyn Voss with 2. So hopefully Coach Brooks will be able to come up later and talk to us. I'm sure the team is rejoicing a little bit. And so we're going to take a look around the state. But the leading scorers for Lennox, they were led by Carly Kuiper, 11 points. She also had 9, maybe 10 rebounds to lead the way. 8 points for Tegan Sturm. She's the great 8th grader, the 5'9" 8th grader. She's going to be something to deal with for a number of teams in the future. Ryan Hansen, the junior, I believe, yes, the 5'10 junior, she had 8 points. 7 points for Danny Hyam, and 6 points for Andy Peters, and 2 points for Carly Bosma. So 47-42, Vermilion ends up winning. They get a chance to go to Sodak 16 next week with a chance to go to state. They did not make it to Sodak 16 last year. They did make it 2 years ago, falling by 3 to St. Thomas More in Pierre. And St. Thomas More ended up being the eventual state champion. So they had their chance 2 years ago. They did not make it to the Sodak 16 last year, falling to T in this semifinal regional last year. So Vermilion getting a chance again at the Sodak 16. So we'll find out who they play. And so let's take a look around the state at the scores in Class A. As over on 5-Star Streaming on YouTube. We're going to take a look at that as well. In Class B, Centerville defeated Viborg Hurley earlier. And then Freeman right now, it's the Gayville Volun Raiders leading the Freeman Flyers in what would be an upset, 26-19. And that's with 4 minutes to go in the third quarter. So we're taking a look at scores up here. We'll get to Coach Brooks on the headset here. Yeah. Yep. All right, Coach Brooks. Wow, that was not an easy one tonight.
Oh, yeah. Sorry, I don't have much of a voice left. It was loud in here. It was intense, and we knew that this is the exact game we were going to get out of Lennox. Here's the deal with Lennox. They're big, they're physical, they're athletic, and they're very, very well coached. And we knew that they would take some things away from us, and we were out of sorts in the first half. We could not, even when we were struggling to get good looks, and it felt like anytime we did get a good look, we just couldn't get them to go. But we just had to settle the girls down at half. We just said, here's the deal, it's a 7-point game. Make a couple shots, it's right back to a single possession game, and crowd's going to get behind us, we're going to be fine, and our girls had a really nice third quarter to get us back in it.
Well, and they really did. You know, in that first half, they had 7 or 6 3-pointers in that first half. I think there were 6 of 12. You were 0 for 10. You know, and that's just not like you guys. And like I said at half, I'm like, well, you can look at it two ways. Either they're going to be hot in the second half as well, and then it's going to be a real struggle, or they're going to cool down, and you guys can't keep missing, and you didn't. Kept missing throughout the third quarter, but Casey Hansen hits that first 3-pointer to close out the third quarter to take that lead to go up 29-28.
Yeah, we needed to taste the lead. It was huge, just to get one to go, and then you need seniors to step up. And Janaea finally stepped in and wanted to knock one down, and holy cow, Chandler Cleveland. I mean, as calm and collected as they get, and just pops out there and knocks down a couple of them. And I thought Taylor was great defensively tonight on their 8th grader. Battle of 2 really good 8th grade point guards tonight. And Taylor handled the ball for us. She made some big free throws down the stretch. We needed everybody to contribute, and just really, really happy for our girls.
Well, and, you know, I think Chandler Cleveland often gets thought of as just somebody who gets kind of the short ones inside and does. I think people underestimate how well she can shoot from the outside, whether it's at the elbow or from the arc.
Yeah, she can shoot it. I mean, we do our shooting drills in practice, and she wins about every single one of them. We do 3 minutes of threes. She'll knock down a ton of them, and it's a credit to her because, you know, the fans and everybody comes and watches the games, but they don't understand sometimes the time commitment that goes in behind the scenes, and there is nobody that's worked harder than Chandler in the offseason, and she deserves everything that she's getting right now.
And it has shown on the court. Now, this Lennox team, you know, they're going to graduate quite a bit of talent in Hyam and Kuiper, size and talent, but boy, Sturm, Hansen, and Peters are really, really quality players, and they're going to be tough next year too, aren't they?
Yeah, and really good JV teams, really good C teams. They got a lot of talent coming up, and I tell you what, they keep having the talent that they have, and Coach Quayle does a great job. They're going to be right in the mix every single year.
They really will. Well, how's it feel to get back to the Sodak 16? You weren't able to get there last year, 2 years ago, so close against St. Thomas More. What do you tell your girls over this next week?
You know, that's what we just talked about, and we said I was not prepared to walk in there and give another speech like I had to give last year at this time. And, you know, unfortunately for us coaches, we've been to a couple state tournaments, and we just told them it wasn't about us tonight. We were fighting like crazy to get these girls there, and they deserve it. They deserve another shot at it, and I'm just so happy for them. They get their shot, and I know that we got a very hungry group in that locker room.
Well, you know, it wasn't pretty, but you guys won. So what's the game plan just over the next few days?
Yeah, we're going to get the girls in and basically stretch, and that's about it tomorrow. Get their bodies moving for about 20 to 30 minutes and get them out of here. Us coaches will go through game film once we figure out who we're going to play, and then practice Saturday, take Sunday off, and 3 good practices next week, and get ready to go play on Thursday.
All right. Well, Coach Brooks, thank you so much for coming up and talking with us. Congratulations on the victory, and we'll see who the opponent is.
All right. Thanks so much, Michael.
Hey, thank you. That was Coach John Brooks with us here on our First Dakota National Bank postgame show. Well, let's take a look around the state, see who is winning and losing in Class A so far tonight. And boy, it's just not pulling up for me for some reason. All right, here we go. In Class A, Hill City leads St. Thomas More with 1 minute to go in the fourth. Miller defeats McLaughlin 43-45. Mobridge Pollock over Crow Creek 56-39. Red Cloud or Makpia Luta defeated Lakota Tech 75-27. Flanger defeated Sioux Valley 46-30. Tri-Valley over Garrettson 48-37. And that would be one that did not go to chalk because Garrettson was the higher seed in that one. Hanson defeats Parkston 50-40. That is a bit of an upset. T area by 5 over Elk Point Jefferson. EPJ just could not get over the hump with T area this year. Sioux Falls Christian by 17 over West Central. Belle Fourche leads Rapid City Christian by 3 with 1 minute to go in the third. That one's going to be a close one. Aberdeen Roncalli defeats Groton area 44-35. Winner over Todd County 61-26. Sisseton over Millbank by 21. Mount Vernon Plankinton defeats Wagner. Wagner only scored 28 points. Wow. That was at Wagner. So Mount Vernon Plankinton defeats Wagner 49-28 in what would be probably the biggest upset of the night. Only scoring 28 points is a shocker with the two Copel sisters and Lexi Yost. That is surprising. That definitely is surprising. And then Florence Henry defeats Hamlin 57-46. This is a look around the state brought to you by the Vermilion Medical Clinic. In Class B, Warner over Britton Hecla. Arlington over Iroquois Lake Preston. Centerville, like we said, defeated Viborg Hurley by 8. Ethan defeats Chester area 70-53. Trip Delmont Armor over Wessington Springs. Harriet Selby area over Highmore Herald 54-38. Northwestern ekes one out over Leola Frederick area 49-47. And then Harding County over Timber Lake 62-26. Lemon over Faith 50-39. And Kadoka area over White River 53-50. Lyman over Potter County. James Valley Christian leads Dubrick area 26-22 with 3 minutes to go in the third. With 4 minutes to go, Andes Central Dakota Christian leads Avon 46-33. Howard leads Coleman Egan 31-29 with 3 minutes to go in the third. And with 5 minutes to go in the third, Gayville Vollen leads Freeman 24-17. And then finally Wall leads Phillip 34-10 with 6 minutes to go in the second. That's our look around the state. So Vermilion will play on Thursday. We'll find out exactly who their opponent is by the end of tonight. And then we will talk about that. Tomorrow, the boys finish off their regular season as they host Parker here at 7 o'clock in the Birdcage. We'll be here for all of that action as well. On ESPN Radio, 101.5 FM, 1570 AM, KVTK, Vermilion and Yankton, and Vermilion streaming on YouTube. But we're going to call it a night as Vermilion moves on to the Sodak 16 by a score of 47-42 over a great Lennox Orioles team. And so we will be back tomorrow night with boys action and more basketball to come next week. All right, you guys have a great evening. I'm Michael Schumacher alongside Jen Ashley, and we will talk to you tomorrow night.